Philadelphia. I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gargano Show.
Road. This is the Anthony Gargano Show. We're live at Parx Racing, which is right across the street from Parx Casino. Big weekend here at Parx Racing, as the Pennsylvania Derby is tomorrow, and today is the big day, getting ready for it. All kinds of fun stuff happening here. We are presented by the BetParx Sportsbook online casino app. Lots to get to today. It's a football Friday, and we got a lot of stuff to dive into. Eagles-Rams, man, it's going to be a good one. This is a game. I was talking to VG this morning. We were chatting on the phone on the way up here, and VG said, I'm going to use his word because I thought the word was perfect, curious. I'm entering this game curious. I don't believe that anything happens in week 3 will matter at the end of the year. Right, like, so no matter what happens, Jalen Hurts can throw for 47 yards. It's not going to sway me to think that there's, catastrophic issues. Obviously, you're not going to be happy, but listen, they're 2-0 right now going into the game, and no matter what happens, I think they're a good team. I think they're a very good team. And you look at the NFC, and you can say it's the Eagles, it's this Rams team, it's the Packers, who I really like, it's Detroit. Most likely, and we'll see who else. If Washington gets healthy with Daniels and, they kind of get right. But I think you see the echelon of the NFC. And the Eagles squarely are in the top of the echelon of the NFC. So this game is more about, I'm curious. I'm curious to see, face an opponent that you beat twice last year, right? Looking at this offense, can it start to click a little bit? The matchup that I'm going to watch all night is not Saquon, who had 2 big games against the Rams last year, and I think he will probably break one this week. But it's A.J. Brown against Emmanuel Forbes. A.J. Brown toasted Emmanuel Forbes when he was in Washington last year. It's going to set up for a big A.J. day, I got to believe, right? So I'm curious to see how the passing game and if they open it up and what it looks like. So I'm very interested in that. I'm curious about that. I know this Eagle defense is elite, so it's a great test because you got Adoree Jackson, who's kind of the weak link at CB2. You got 2 elite wide receivers. You got a really good Rams offense, but you got to deal with Puka and Devontae Adams. So, Adoree Jackson is going to have to play and play well. So I'm curious to see how he looks. Curious, VG, is I think, perfect word.
Yeah, I mean, I'm usually a little higher on the Rams than most people. I just think they're dangerous when they're healthy. I love Stafford as a quarterback. Yeah, Adoree Jackson's going to have a giant bullseye on him the whole game. In the game plan, he's who they're going to target. And Stafford, he's like a precision surgeon when he's healthy. Saquon should have a big game. They've given up a chunk of yards. I think they're 19th in rush defense through the first 2 weeks. Giving up
Saquon's been close to a couple big runs. Missed block here. Big for the Eagles offense. Dallas Goedert will play on Sunday.
That's huge for the run game.
So I hear he's going to play on Sunday, and that's a monster. You're right, in the run game.
Oh, man.
Right, at seal the edge. It's all about how important he is in the run game. And obviously in the pass game, because when the Rams don't blitz a ton, but when the Rams do pressure, he's your hot read. He's really good in 12 personnel. They like to go 12 personnel and take their deep shots. So that's where Dallas Goedert is so valuable as a blocker. We saw it last week with Calcaterra, who couldn't do it, right? Having Goddard back and you go 12 personnel, that's a big deal because 12 personnel means you got to get some time so AJ can get down the field and you're going to take some shots. I do expect a lot of deep shots.
I would think so. They're a banged up secondary, and AJ's favorite cornerback, Emmanuel Forbes, is going to be on the field, and he's got to be losing sleep, I would think, this weekend, knowing he's going to get torched again. I mean, kind of altered the trajectory of his career. I think the A.J. Brown smoking him.
Yeah. No, that's why I think the Rams are very good. I agree with you with Stafford. To me, the Rams are always about Stafford's health. If Stafford's healthy, they're really good, right? Like you got, just a McVay offense, which is always superior.
A ton of motion.
Right? Like you got all the ghost movement. You have a good running back in Kyron Williams, a pretty good offensive line. Now, Jalen Carter was the game wrecker against the Rams and came and saved the bacon, right?
Yes.
In the snow. He was the savior. He was the snow dog in the snow.
And their line's a little questionable right now. They got their left guard, Avila, twisted his ankle week 1. I don't know if he's playing. His backup struggled last year.
Pretty good, yeah.
They got their right tackle, Haberstein, old. He's looked old the first 2 games of this season.
Yeah.
So it should be that if they do have a vulnerability on offense, it's their offensive line, I think.
And again, it's funny because that's always been their kind of Achilles heel, But they got receivers. It should be a good, I think, a really good football game.
I mean, their front's good. They added Nate Landman, who I don't know who he is, but he's been tearing it up the first 2 games of the season, leads them in tackles.
I think they're going to score. And here's why, right? Go back to the opening night. They scored on their first 3 drives.
Right.
Right? And I could see that happening. And then the second half was wonky. You started it, and then you had the weather delay, and then it was just kind of weird, right? Mm-hmm. And then last week was just last week. It was its own entity, which was going to be a slugfest, a slobber knocker. It was going to have that personality. Every game is different personality. That game was going to be a defensive struggle. The Chiefs were going to play it tight. You got a great defensive coordinator in Spags. You understand what they were going to do. I think last week took that personality. I expect this week. It was funny. Earlier in the week, I'm thinking with the Eagles' defense, the Eagles' offense a little scuffling and not in rhythm yet. I was thinking under. Now I'm thinking it's going to be an over.
I was leaning with you yesterday on that same way with the under, but as I dug into it last night, I mean, the Rams are going to come out firing, I would expect so. They've been taking some heat because they've been starting out really slow. I think they have 17 combined total points in the first half through 2 games.
Yeah.
The Reddit boards, the Ram people are a little upset about the first half, so I think they're going to get a chat. I think they're going to come out firing.
You're going to get a beautiful day. I think it's going to be 73 degrees, and you're going to have a great day. It should be an offensive day.
This is back-to-back. Like East Coast trips for them. I know Tennessee's not really the East Coast, but that's still a long trip for them.
It's a very long trip.
1 o'clock games.
Yeah, no, your body is your body clock's off. Yeah, I feel good about the Eagles. I do. Well, we'll talk about it all day today. Lots of gets busy show. Joining us in just a moment will be EJ Smith from our all PHLY Eagles show. It's just terrific, and we love him. Coming up after that, Charlie Manuel. You can't forget the Phillies. It's Red September, and Phil started his 3-game series in Arizona. Interesting tonight. You're going to get the bullpen game of Taijuan and Buehler.
It's amazing. It's a Walker Buehler.
I mean, it's amazing, right? It's pretty cool. Walker Buehler is going to be the starter, but except there's going to be 2 of them. So we'll see about that tonight. We'll talk to Charlie. Baldy coming up at 10. Our Rothman injury report at 10:30. Mikey Garafolo at 10:40. And TV Todd to give us some weekend watch for our significant others. As always on Friday, it's going to be a busy show as we are live from Parx Casino, the Parx Racing, which is always a lot of fun. Let's take care of some business, and then we'll talk to EJ. Let's get into a little bit of Rothman. Yes, Rothman Orthopedics. Listen, we talk about it all the time, but Rothman has kept us in motion. They keep the whole Delaware Valley in motion, but they kept us in motion. I have an Achilles tendon that was repaired by Rothman, a cadaver tendon that has made it sturdy throughout the years, and they get you back. ACL surgery, they fixed that for me. They fixed VG's neck in a big way. He was in a car accident. That's what they do. They have a team for every body part right here in our backyard. I mean, whether you got shoulder or elbow or neck or back, knee, ankle, hand, I mean, you name it. We're going to talk to a wonderful doctor today about the turf toe with Joe Burrow and learn about that. That's also something that, any kind of injury, Rothman has us. They are fantastic, great doctors. You're going to love them. And their whole mission is to keep us in motion, getting you back to doing what you love to do this fall. So make sure you go to RothmanOrtho.com/PHLY to find a doctor. Make an appointment, man. You're feeling those nicks and feels, aches and pains, old sports injuries. Guess what? Get in there. Get it looked at. Rothman Orthopedics, getting you back to your fall game is their mission.
All right, TrueMark Financial Credit Union. We love TrueMark. Kelly Body's all fired up for this weekend. And
I'm going to get her in here.
Nice. And they're doing a great thing. They give you a way to get your kids some financial literacy and responsibility, something I desperately needed as a kid. So fall, they're getting back to school. Fall's coming, so maybe they got some money from a summer job they've had, or maybe you're kicking up the chores are increasing a little bit, and they're going to have some money from chores. So now's the perfect time to set them up with something that teaches them real-world money skills and gives the kids a little bit of freedom, and that's the great Greenlight debit card and money app from TrueMark Financial Credit Union. And if you're a TrueMark Financial member, this program is totally free. You can get a Greenlight account for your kids and teens. It's a simple way for them to manage their own money, whether it's from a job, allowance, birthday cash, or a generous uncle. Who knows? They get their own debit card. They can set savings goals, track spending, and learn how to budget, all while you stay in the loop from your phone. So you're still in control, but they get to learn how money really works in everyday life. So before they're 18 and have no financial literacy, this is a great way to help your kids build smart money habits that'll stick with them long into adulthood. So head over to TrueMark.com/Greenlight. Get all the details and sign up today. Don't miss the chance to set your kids up for financial success.
I love it. I love it. All right, let's go to the Xfinity guest line.
Joey's hit me in the head with a pole.
Oh, yeah. That's great. That's great. Let's go to our man from the All PHLY Bird Show. We love him. He does such a great job. Our buddy EJ Smith. Good morning, EJ.
Traded upon. They had an actual judge show up and argued a case in front of a judge.
Really? Well, guess what? EJ's a great reporter. All right, EJ, you there, buddy?
Yeah, you guys got me?
We got our man. Is he on mute?
You got me? Hello?
EJ.
What's up? Can you guys not hear me? Nothing?
We got on here now. Oh.
Yeah. Now we sound like the voice of God.
Little reverb. Yeah.
Innocent, I say.
All right, how about now?
So I don't understand what live events are they doing?
Would Fred Johnson be involved as a sixth offensive lineman in the play? He, in the auction, he wagered that would happen. So he gets points for it in this game they have going on called Super.
I love it.
Yeah,
it's
but they're saying he had inside intel that this sixth man, that he was going to be the sixth offensive lineman.
I want in on this game.
But I heard the evidence, and he's innocent. He gave the information to both Bo and Franny, and they could have bet on it. He wasn't hiding it.
Yeah, no. Well, listen, I'm an EJ man. I think he's right.
Yeah, they're betting turkeys or something, I think.
Oh, yeah? I want in on the game.
Yeah, I think it'll drive you nuts.
I would love it. You know me, I'll take it serious.
I didn't know you.
I'll take it serious.
I'll say I thought they were doing them dirty. They both went to the bathroom and left EJ hanging by himself. So just EJ and Julie were doing the show, and it was awkward.
Really?
But they actually went in the bathroom and came out in suits to argue in front of the judge.
Well, I'm going to make it. I love it.
You're like the appellate court. But yes. I think he was found innocent.
He was found innocent?
I think so, yeah.
All right. Who was it?
I don't know who the judge was. He actually had a smock on and everything.
Our favorite cheesesteak judge.
No, it was not the cheesesteak judge. No.
Yeah,
Bo is pretty
Judge
much the
Judge
worst.
DeClaudio.
Bo was the worst attorney. You have to go watch if you haven't seen the show. Bo was the worst attorney for the defense.
Oh, really? He's not a courtroom attorney?
He did his client.
He's no Joe Marone?
He did his client dirty. Basically, he was saying.
Hey, EJ, you there, buddy? We're just
You got me now?
Yeah, we got you. All right, buddy.
Beautiful.
All right.
Bo was probably the worst defense attorney you could ever imagine. And
he was on the check. He's cashing envelopes, buddy.
Those guys, they were rattled. You could tell that they're not comfortable with the fact that I just came in and just came in on the scene and won 2 weeks in a row. They know I've got my finger on the pulse, so they're trying dirty ways to get me out of the game now.
I want in on this thing. I think it'd be fun.
You got to be careful though, because if you start winning, the fangs come out. So
oh yeah.
Ready.
Well, guess what? I've been looking forward to the fangs. I'll bet this week that Dallas Goedert's a go. How's that?
Like that one. Yeah.
All right, let's get down to business, EJ. So yeah, I do think he's playing. He gets the green light. Huge, because again, I think going into it, everybody knows that they're going to want to throw the ball, and they got a big advantage with AJ Brown against Emmanuel Forbes.
Yeah, and you think about the versatility that Goddard offers them in the pass game, but really, like, you think about those plays last week against the Chiefs, where you've got Grant Calcaterra, staying in to block against a max protection. You think about the running game, how often they had to run away from the tight ends in 12 personnel sets. I think Dallas Goedert, it is huge. Obviously, it was maybe hit or miss there for a little bit. Even on Wednesday, he said he wasn't sure if he was going to be ready for the game, but I think he is trending in the right direction. The injury report today, if he's a full participant, I'd expect him to be a go for sure.
Yeah, he's going to play, and I think it's huge. Again, they do their best work downfield in 12, so it's just it's paramount that he's on the field, and I do think that there's going to want to be a kind of an emphasis on throwing it, which should also help Barkley, right? Like, this should also help Saquon. Saquon has been close to some big runs, so I can also see Saquon going for a chunk on Sunday.
Yeah, he certainly is familiar with taking, ripping off explosive plays against this Rams defense. So I think that's a key to the game too. When you think about how good this defensive line is for the Rams, how good they are as pass rushers specifically, you don't want to get into very many obvious passing situations against them. So I agree with you. I think that early downs are going to load up the box, and being able to make them pay for that is going to be important. But we saw last year that it doesn't matter when the Rams loaded the box against the Eagles offense last year, because you get all those guys up on the first level. You don't have as much on the second level. If the Eagles can block those runs up the Eagles can block those runs up well, you're isolating Saquon Barkley with a safety on the back end there, and you like your chances there. So I think there's going to be opportunities for them to get those explosive runs against the Rams, again, because of what we saw last year. But I also think it's important that they stay on schedule with the run game to help out the pass game, keep those Rams defensive ends from really being able to pin their ears back.
What have you seen? What have you heard? If you look at the run game, Barkley had a terrific game because there weren't a lot of yards to be had. And you turn around and he had 22 carries for 80-some yards. Like, it was grind time. And then Dallas really took him out. What's been the secret sauce in taking him out and making him have to work the last 2 games?
Yeah, Lane Johnson talked about this a couple of times in the last few days about how teams are manipulating, like, the linebackers, how they're lined up, kind of moving them right before the snap to just mess with the Eagles' combo blocks. And that's not something that they haven't seen in the past, but I do think it's giving them trouble. You see some of those stacked box metrics, and, like, I think that there's a lot of times where teams are rolling a safety down right before the snap. So I think they're really just changing the picture for the Eagles' offensive line, and the result is that they haven't been as dominant. when it comes to being able to clear lanes for Saquon. I mean, a lot of his runs, you're right, have been like kind of yards after contact, being able to make the first guy miss, being able to create things out of the regular structure of what the offensive line created for them. So, I don't think it's necessarily a cause for concern quite yet. I think you're right. Like, it was just grinding out yards against a well-drilled Chiefs defense at the very least. And, I think that
Dallas,
this week will
too. I mean, Dallas did a good job defensively on them. It's forcing city miles. Last year was all highway miles, and it's felt like city miles so far.
Yeah, I mean, they've had a tough slate of defensive coordinators to start the season. So it definitely has probably exacerbated some of the conversations about the offense. I was going to tell you, like, it feels like I finally came up for air, being in the Eagles offensive line or in the locker room this week. I just feel like we've talked so much about what's wrong with the passing game. So, it's kind of refreshing to talk about the Eagles run game for a little bit here.
Yeah, I know. I mean, the OC, what's wrong? What's Jalen saying? And blitz and pressures and the whole thing. VG used a word going into the game that I thought was spot on, and that's curious. I'm just curious to see how this game's going to be played. Like, nothing that happens Sunday will give me any kind of either grave concern or anything else. I think it's clear that they're among the top of the echelon in the NFC, along with the Packers and probably the Lions, and we'll see about and obviously the Rams, and we'll see about Washington. But nothing's really going to shake me with this team. I don't get the whole 2023 thing and 10-1. They didn't have this defense to lean on.
I agree. The only thing that, if you told me that the game went a certain way, the only thing that would make me wonder if it could have some ripple effects would be the wide receivers getting frustrated to a point where it starts to seep in. Because if you've heard A.J. Brown talk the last couple of weeks, it's clear how careful he's been.
Yeah.
He's measured in what he says about the passing game. And, I think he's in a relatable position at time in a certain respects. Obviously frustrated about his ability to impact games. But he knows that he can't really express that frustration. He knows he can't really air that out because it's not going to be productive for the team. So if you told me that the passing game looked disjointed, again, I wouldn't be all that concerned about the passing game in the long term. We've seen them, Jalen Hurts, we've seen Jalen Hurts take the straight jacket off, right? We've seen them turn it on in big games. We've seen them do it when they need to. But if this is a game where it's not necessary, and this is another quiet game for A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, I do wonder how long those guys are going to be so careful and so measured, and what that could do to the team in the long term. So that's really my only concern about it. That's the only thing that that's the only scenario from the game that you could tell me. If that happened, I would say that might have some long-term impacts. But in general, I'm with you. I think that they could win this game. They could lose this game. Doesn't really change how I feel about the team and their standing in the conference.
No, I think I agree with EJ. If they somehow lose this game and the passing game's a disaster, I think that would become worrisome because this is a secondary that they should be able to get some yards on.
Yeah. I don't know. It's so early that the rhythm of this offense, I don't know that. I don't know. I mean, I guess what happens if AJ pops off? What happens?
I'm not worried about him popping off.
We're right where we were last year. We're right at that place where it's like all of a sudden everybody's talking about AJ and Jalen and all that stuff. And I mean, they handled it well last season, but obviously the year before they didn't. So, that's the only thing, and I wouldn't even say like I'd be worried about the pass game figuring it out. I just would be worried about like the patience from the Eagles skill guys if it's taking longer than they want it to.
It's interesting because I'm not less worried about AJ popping off than I would be Patullo feeling the pressure, like as a first-time play caller, and he's going to hear it on talk radio and the newspaper and nationals.
But we've always dealt with this stuff. Like
but it's a first-time guy, first-time play caller. I don't want him to start pressing. He's not listening
to the radio. He's not watching the show.
He seems like a pretty well-adjusted guy. Yeah. I don't think he's
been around for. It's not new.
Yeah, I know.
He's been around.
When you're a first-time play caller, you want to try and prove your bones.
Nah, dude, it doesn't work like that. I don't think so. And he's been around. Like, they're insulated to the point. Like, do they hear it generally? Yeah, like they understand. They know about the pass game. They get it. But I don't know that it affects him. And I don't know, again, I think he's going to be fine. Like, again, I'm not sure, obviously. But I'm not, overly concerned about this thing. It's 2 weeks.
I'm just saying if it's a disaster. You even said the man at the top could be frustrated. If it's another disaster, he's going to be more frustrated.
Yeah, well, he likes to win a certain way. I think the man at the top likes to win in with throwing the ball and looking, hey, I got $200 million in receivers, so I want to get them. But again, their defense is so good. They've been through it. They won. Like in 2023, they hadn't won. Now they've won. So they can lean on the whole thing. They went through last year a lot of stuff. I mean, that's got to harden you, EJ?
No, I agree. I think specifically about Jalen Hurts and the feeling that he has nothing left to prove when it comes to production and stats, and he's not necessarily prone to chasing, the types of plays and being aggressive in those scenarios. So yeah, I think this is a different team. I wasn't trying to suggest that this was if they struggle in this game, it's 2023 all over again by any stretch of the imagination. I think it's a different team. But again, I think the one thing that could mess this thing up is if this takes a long time and the passing game starts to become scrutinized to a point where it's not productive. Now, I also think there's every chance that AJ Brown has 150 yards against Emmanuel Forbes,
right?
Because he literally the reason that Emmanuel Forbes is on the Rams is because AJ Brown completely derailed this guy's rookie season. So
yes.
I think there's every possibility that this is another Jalen Hurts comes up to the podium and says, "Is that what y'all wanted to see?" I think that's totally in play as well. Right. So I mean, yeah, we're talking about a wide range of outcomes here, and obviously it's a talented team. I don't think there's a lot of major concerns you could have from this one.
What do you think the issues are? I mean, we know about Goddard last week. We know about how Spags played it. So that's that. And again, the first half of the Dallas game, they scored the first 3 drives. And then the weather delay and everything else. But, man, we're talking 8 quarters, and there's this kind of consternation on it.
Yeah, I think the biggest gripe I have with the Eagles offense at this point is the lack of creativity to get the ball into AJ and Devontae's hands in space. You look at offenses across the NFL and their ability to get the ball into their best players' hands, the creativity that you see from those coaches to do so. The Eagles have been kind of the opposite. They've been overly simplistic in a way that is, honestly, it works. They win games because of the fact that they are predictable to a certain extent. They do dominate up front. They run the ball with that. And then their passing concepts are, limited to a certain degree because of the comfortability and the safe nature of the ones that they run. So it's hard to argue with it, but I do think that when you think about the potential for this group, it involves getting AJ the ball in space more often than they have. Yeah. So when you see that more than 50% of his targets have come on slant routes, it's not good.
Well, he also ran the same. He ran the same route. What was it? Yeah. 10 times.
Yeah, I mean those in breakers. Yeah. I feel like AJ Brown on vertical routes, comeback routes, crossers, outbreakers, all of these things should be on the menu. I think he needs to be featured more. I think it needs to be less of a happenstance or, the nature of the offense. Oh, it just happened to go to AJ on this one. I think it needs to be, no, we need to get this guy the ball because he is the type of player. I mean, he's talked about it. He said he's like a hungry dog. He wants the ball. He wants to make the most of the opportunities he has. If I were an offensive coordinator, I'd say, I'm getting the ball to that guy 10 times, 12 times a game, just so he can capitalize and kind of take out this frustration in the offense on the field, So right. I think that's probably my biggest thing. When I look at the Eagles offense.
To your point, you look around the league and your receivers, CD's getting volume targets. Puka gets. They're playing the Rams, and Puka gets volume targets. Like that, I feel you. He's got to get way more volume of targets.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, it's most teams don't have the luxury of having 2 or 3 of those types of guys. Obviously, AJ's kind of in a tier of his own, but I feel like you do. You got to feature him more. That's the expression, that's what the money's for. Right. Getting the ball to AJ Brown in space, that's what the money's for the coaching staff.
All right, other side of the ball, let's talk about it because, again, that Rams O-line a little nicked up, and we saw what Jalen Carter did. He was back in full practice yesterday. How do you kind of see Jalen going into it? There's some talk about conditioning with Jalen. Vic brought it up. How do you see that matchup?
Yeah, I do think it's fair to say that like Jalen Carter took some plays off against the Chiefs. Now it was hot. It was his first regular season game, and he missed part of training camp. So it's understandable, but if he's going to play that volume of snaps, I mean, Vic's right. He's got to get in better shape. So I still think he's an impactful player, obviously. I think he can completely wreck this game. He's one of the most important players probably for the Eagles in this game. When you think about Stafford, you think about how his lack of mobility, being able to get that interior pressure is huge. So, I'm not. I think he's probably coming along. I think missing the first game probably did put him behind the eight ball a little bit too in terms of conditioning, but I think that's going to be really important. It's funny to think like how many times a McVay offense has come to the link and how much time we usually spend talking about the linebacking core and how McVay is going to try to get those guys into, precarious situations. You feel pretty good about that. So I think when I think about the front seven, I'm really just thinking about the Eagles' advantage in that interior defensive line.
I am really curious to see Jihad Campbell, how he matches up against this McVay offense.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because he's aggressive. He's the type of player that is going to want to get downhill and kind of just react instead of have to, really deal with some of the stuff. I asked him about what it's been like preparing for a Sean McVay offense for the first time in his career, and the word he used was motiony, which I appreciate,
right.
And I think that's pretty accurate there. But yeah, honestly, when I think of like matchups, I feel like Sean McVay's got Adoree Jackson under a microscope going into this game.
You got it.
Get good matchups against him.
Obviously with Puka and Devontae had a big game last week, Devontae Adams, so you're going to be doing that,
Yeah, I almost wonder if you have Quinion follow Devontae because he's outside most of the time, and then you try to isolate, you try to limit the amount of snaps that you have Adoree against Nakua, but honestly, some of it's going to be unavoidable. McVay is going to get the matchups that he wants with motion and just being able to be creative. Again, what we talked about with AJ, he's going to be creative to get Nakua matched up against Adoree Jackson. He's probably going to be creative to get Adams too if he can. So I think that's one of the interesting chess matches. We saw how they handled CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens in week one. I think this is going to be very similar from the standpoint of they're going to want to get Adoree Jackson matched up against those guys, and they're going to try to limit the amount of help that Vic Fangio can send for Adoree Jackson. So it's going to be a big game for him. He kind of had a quiet week too against a less heralded receiving core. I think the scrutiny is going to be just as high going into this game, and he's going to have to be up for it.
Yeah, earlier in the week, I was thinking it was going to be more of an under kind of a defensive, run the ball, clock moves type of thing. But now I'm starting to think it could be a little bit of a points being in this one.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think this Rams offense is legit. Obviously, there's always the chance that Jalen Carter wrecks the game, makes this into a slugfest, but I think this is going to be that shootout that we wanted to see the Eagles offense in. And I don't know. I think that there's every chance that the passing game is up for it, but I do wonder if they needed a few more weeks to be in a game like this. So,
right.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there will be points though.
What's your feel with Ja'Cory and Bennett? I think we were under the impression he wasn't the starting CB2 because he got here late and had to learn the defense, but we're week 3 now, and Adoree Jackson still seems to be solidified as the number 2 guy.
Yeah, that could change this week. I think the tough matchups are going to be the ones that really define if they need to make a move there. So the jury's still out. Vic didn't get asked much about Adoree Jackson this week. Again, it was a quieter week for him, but these are the types of games that are either going to make it or break it for him. So I still think Ja'Cory and Bennett's still kind of lingering around. I could see a world where it's week 6, week 7. Yeah. If he has a couple of bad games, he's all of a sudden in the starting lineup. Because again, I don't think he really did anything to not earn the job. I think he's just got here late, needs to get acclimated. So I think it's going to
you got to give it a minute to learn this game. That's a big deal. That's very real.
Yeah, exactly. You think about all the match coverages that the Eagles play, all the times, all the rules, and these route concepts. You got to pass this off. It's going to take him some time. And again, I think that Adoree Jackson. It depends on if you get week 1 or week 2 Adoree Jackson. And when the matchups are harder, I kind of don't know if you can feel good about getting week 2 Adoree Jackson each week.
Get back to the offense real quick because you said it about the scheme piece is real. You watched last night in the drive they needed it. Miami came back. And they were able to get the ball to Shakir in space and he gets loose for the touchdown. And it was a great design play. And that stuff, it's Joe Brady. That stuff, as the weeks unfold, you do want to see some of that.
Yeah, I mean, you see the Devontae Smith and AJ Brown's route trees after the game, and it's unimaginative at times. So, and I'm not trying to make this into a Kevin Patullo thing because I think it's bigger than that. It's not like this guy just doesn't have the creativity or doesn't watch other teams and how they get the ball to their best players. Yeah. But we all know that is not a component of the Eagles' offense right now.
Yeah. All right. Any other nicks or anything else that we need to know about or concerned about?
No, I mean, Will Shipley was even limited in practice, so I don't think there's anything. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I think Byron Young, the Eagles' Byron Young was the only one who missed practice. So nothing to report. We'll see how the Friday practice looks today.
What do you got? You got 3-0?
I think I got 2-1. I don't have long-term concerns about the pass game, but if you told me that this is a shootout based off what we've seen in the first 2 weeks, I could see him losing a 31-28 tight game. So I got 2-1.
Can this defense? Maybe I'm completely misguided, but I don't see this defense giving up in the 30s. But I mean,
that's fair. It's fair. I mean, the Dory Jackson component of it is probably what concerns. I feel like there's a world where McVay has that guy just on toast, and maybe it's a Ja'Cory Bennett game. But yeah, that's. I think this Rams offense is legit, and I think the Eagles are going to have to play in some of these types of games. I know the defense is good. I think there will be games where there are just spells where they got to keep up in terms of point production. And if you told me that this game came in like week 10,
right,
I probably would say that I think the Eagles could win it, but I just haven't seen enough from the passing game and the evolution that it kind of needs to go through in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, I got you. That's fair. That's fair. It's good stuff. EJ, we love you, buddy. What's on tap today?
We got the show at 2:00. We got the Professor Daniz in, so he's going to have all kinds of numbers to go through. So, yeah, it should be a fun one.
Oh, I look forward to watching. Thanks, buddy. And if you need any help, I got lawyers.
I do need a lawyer.
All right?
Yeah, you definitely need a lawyer. Bo, did you know not justice yesterday?
Yeah, and you and I, maybe we'll team up against Bo and Fran. You want to do that?
They'd be scared.
You and I.
They'd be scared. Yep.
All right? We'll go up against those two. 2-on-2. Yep. I like it. Thanks, EJ. See you, buddy.
Thanks,
what do you think? Me and EJ take down Bo and Franny?
Yeah, I mean, EJ's taking them down himself
I
already.
know,
You guys are just smoke them.
Yeah.
Interesting little nug. 2 Byron Youngs in this game. And there's also the only 2 active NFL players from Zimbabwe.
Really?
Yes. Nate Landman and Drew Makuba.
Oh, look at that. That's great.
Big game in Zimbabwe this week for the NFL.
Tasty Cake Dom, when have the Rams ever beat us? Blowout. Tasty Cake Dom, flexing.
Can I say, doesn't it feel like the Eagles are in a second division with the Chiefs, Rams, and Buccaneers? It feels like we play them every year.
Every year, dude.
Every year.
Every year. It's bizarre. It is. Next week again,
right.
Here's the only good thing about the next week is that line is decimated. They're down 3-0 linemen.
And Wirf's not back next week. I don't know what his timeline is.
I don't know, but right now they're down 3 going into Sunday.
I know, but
against the
they
Jets.
got the X factor, the crazy Baker. He's
yeah.
out of his mind.
Well, he is out, and then he's
a lot of fun to watch.
You got Temple Todd too.
Yes,
whatever. Let's take care of Rams. Take care of Rams. I don't know why this game isn't on at least 4:00.
I totally agree.
And not, or Sunday night. I don't get it.
Like, what are the 4:00 games? I gotta check the schedule.
Yeah, it's
if Dallas is on at 4, I'm gonna.
It's bizarre. With just a Charlie update, I don't know. He's not answering his phone. He's not answering it, Jules. Yeah, he always worries me.
Bears Cowboys is 4:25. You gotta be kidding me.
Bears Well, going into the season, you get that. I still go Eagles Rams.
Yeah. Bears Cowboys.
They love. How about it? They're going to rue the day because they loaded up the Cowboys on 4:00 and 8:00. The Sunday nighters, and Monday nighters, and Thursday nighters. They loaded up on Dallas, and Dallas is going to be uninteresting.
Nobody cares about Dallas at this point. I don't know why the league doesn't figure that out.
I know. I
got to try.
I think, going into it, they probably think, well, Caleb, it's at Soldier Field. Caleb, Cowboys.
And if you look, the Eagles Chiefs brought in 33.8 million views, and the second highest viewed game is Eagles Cowboys. The Eagles are in the 2 highest viewed games this year.
Yeah,
and well, at 1 o'clock against the Rams,
because
a playoff
the Eagles
team.
are this. First of all, we watch everything, right? Like so, the Philadelphia market. Everybody wants Philadelphia market because it's such a big market and everybody's in. Like there's no other show, anything else. People here, is there anybody not watching the Eagles? Like, seriously, on a Sunday, grandmothers watch them, right? School kids watch them. Like, who's not watching the Eagles?
But I 100% agree, but 33.8 million for Chiefs-Eagles is a staggering number.
Yeah.
It's the most watched ever September-October game in football history.
Well, you know what's wild is that everybody, the league is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Just when we thought the league was at its apex, it's monstrous. Everybody listen. I get home. We have back to school night. We're waiting for Charlie. We may have to do him next week. I'm gonna check in on my man.
Yeah, make sure he's good.
But we had back to school night last night in St. Augustine. So we did our back to school night, and I visited all the teachers, all Anthony's teachers. It was nice.
Yeah.
You actually
Do you get nervous about that?
Nervous?
Yeah, about meeting the teachers and stuff.
No.
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 You're not worried they might hate you and take it out on the kid.
No. I mean, I'm nice as pie. Like, why would they hate me?
I don't know. Maybe they hate paisans. I don't know.
No, not at all. No,
that's stuff I worry about. That's stuff I worry about as a parent.
What are you
I would
worry
worry about that as a parent.
No, the teachers were awesome. Like everyone, like you meet them and they give a presentation. It's with all the parents. Like you follow your kid's day, but it's 10-minute periods,
Okay,
right?
Yeah, you do like the roster.
And they gave you you go to science, chemistry, and history, and English, and the teacher gives a presentation, and this is what your child needs in class, and it's good, right? Whatever. Anyway, it was a beautiful night.
Are you quiet or do you participate? Do you ask questions?
Well, I comment.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm like, wow, that's really cool. Like one of the teachers, his chemistry teacher does this rewards program. And if they're like helpful, pay attention, like do whatever, they get tickets.
Okay.
And then they can cash the tickets in for dress down because they wear a uniform, right?
Nice.
Or points at the end, to help your grade. Like, yeah, like you got all you
can bank a little points.
I love this rewards program. That's what I said. Stuff like that. And then I got into discussion in English literature because
oh boy,
I was an English major, so I I loved the English
you
professor.
Let them know you wrote a couple books, or
no, I didn't
flex
say
a
that.
little bit.
No, I did not. I don't do that. I never say stuff like that. Anyway, it was a great night. So I get back and I can't wait. Like I'm upset. I'm not upset, but because it was a beautiful night. But I want to watch the game. I don't miss a game. Like if it's on national TV, I love it. So I'm watching the game. Listen to this. Right when I get home, I put the Bills on. So it's a good game. But my father's freaking out. And he's texted me, this game's outrageous.
What?
And I'm going, all right, it's football. I mean, Dolphins are.
I didn't see any of it. Was it outrageous?
It was a good game.
Yeah.
I mean, Dolphins, it wasn't a rout. The Dolphins made it a game. It was quality football. It really was. But it wasn't matching what my father was saying. I'm like, what's up?
Is he on a gummy?
So then
that intensifies things a little bit.
So then he then he goes, wow, I can't believe.
This sounds like he stoned your dad.
I can't believe the Cowboys won. And I go, what? And then he texts me, he goes, oh my God, you're never going to believe this. So he lives in Florida.
Yeah.
So the game was blacked out. He goes to NFL Network, and the NFL Network was showing Dallas Giants from Sunday.
Oh my God.
And I go, Dad. He goes, yeah, I was watching the wrong game. I said, Dad, did you notice like there was light out? Like, he's like, I don't know. I got into it. Then I realized, like, yeah, I did remember hearing about that game because he didn't see it. He was watching the Eagles or something, whatever. But it was hysterical. He started cracking up because I know you're going to love this story. I know you'll tell it on the air.
Did he wasn't aware it's a Amazon Prime game? I guess not.
I'm not sure.
The Prime and the Apple games, they confuse the older people.
Yeah, but my father's pretty tech savvy. Like, he's more tech savvy than I am.
Well, then he's definitely on the gummy.
He definitely is way more tech savvy than me.
Yeah.
I can't figure out. So my Amazon, right? I can't figure it. I mean, I can't figure it out. Missy's getting them. Yeah, we got at 10 o'clock. It's the only problem. So let's do it for Monday. All right? Monday's perfect. We'll get Charlie on Monday. Thank God he's good.
Yeah.
But my Amazon, on my television, I don't have Prime, but Tam has Prime. But on my TV's under my name. So I can't get out of the app to switch it.
Oh,
so
you
I
can't
have to
log
watch
out
the game.
And log in with Tams?
No, the way it's set up, it comes automatically up to my account.
Huh.
And I don't want to. We have double Prime. I don't want to pay for Prime. We already have. I'm already paying for Prime.
Right.
So I have to watch it on my laptop.
All right. Then you could cast it though. Usually you can cast it.
Yeah, I tried casting it, but I got to get Universal set up. Right?
Don't look at me. I got a terrible.
No, you do. But when I have the Xfinity, because we're going to talk about it, when I have the Xfinity, it works beautifully when I'm watching anything other than Amazon.
I got you.
So that's kind of where I'm at.
Check this out. Last night, I'm driving I have a rental car because my car's in the shop getting body work. I got a silver Nissan Encore, whatever. I don't love it. We go to the movies last night, Cherry Hill. Go into the car. I have a parking ticket. My parking ticket's still there. I enter the car, and it stinks. I'm like, what is this smell? And then the pagan's like, whose coffee mug is this? I look down, and I was like, coffee mug? And I look at the steering wheel, and it's a Lexus. I clicked it. This person must not have locked their door. The door was open. We sat in it. I sat in someone else's car, dude.
Oh, my God. You're in someone else's car?
Yes.
Wow.
I was like, what? I hurried up out. I was like, felt like I was violating someone's personal space.
Yeah, man. I come in, I see him. I go, yo, listen, motherfucker, what are you doing in my car?
I was like, man, it stinks in here. I leave food in here or something? And she's like, who's coffee, Mo? Because I don't drink coffee.
That's a great story.
What?
That's a great story. I love it.
I can't wait to get my car back.
Yeah, I know you miss your.
Who doesn't lock their car in the city?
No, well, I don't know.
Because I clicked the clicker, the fob to make sure.
Right.
Like, is it working on this car? No.
Right.
This person just left their car open.
Yeah, no good. You can't do that. All right, let's take care of some business, and then we're going to have Baldy. We'll talk to Charlie on Monday, which would be a good day.
Yeah. Apparently, a lot of people are saying they've done this at Wawa's. They run into a Wawa and they come out. There's 4 or 5 people. Yeah, they hop in the wrong car.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that great?
So weird.
I know, it's bizarre. Phillies weekend.
Yeah.
Arizona.
I know. I'm ready for it, but I'm ready for the postseason at this point.
Yeah.
I'll come back. They got 6 games at home. I'm going to go down to one of the Twins games, I think.
Yeah. No, I like it. All right. Let's talk about the BetParx Sportsbook online casino app. And they got you covered. What we got so far? Was any movement in the game at all?
Let's take a look. Charlotte did not cover last night, by the way, against Rice. Came up small.
You are the trash man.
Came up small.
Yeah. How'd your Napoli? I didn't see how Napoli did.
I didn't check on that one.
Yeah.
Let's see. We're right here at the great Parx, too.
We're in the Parx Racing.
Yeah.
And then the sports book is around the corner.
NFL.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where they are.
Eagles still minus 3.5. Whoa, the line, the over-unders come down 2 points, 44.5.
It was 44.5.
I thought it was 46.
Nah, 44.5.
Really?
Yeah, it was 44.5.
Let me check my line movement.
No, I know for a fact it was 44.5. Hey, don't forget, you can live bet during the game, right? There's a myriad of ways to play it. You got great top 25 games in action on Saturday, Texas Tech, Utah, Auburn, Oklahoma, Illinois, Indiana, and then, of course, a big NFL card. And look, this is an AJ game, right? I got to say, AJ over catches, AJ over yards. I mean, he's got to be a part of it. It has to happen with Forbes, everybody pushing it that way. I think it's a safe play. And if you're going to do one of your SGPs, your same game parlays, make sure that A.J. Brown is in it, right? Like you could build your, A.J. catches, A.J. yards. I mean, you could build stuff around that. Hurts, yards.
You bet it. Longest field goal? Yeah, let's throw it all in there.
Yeah, longest field goal.
Yeah, you could do you don't do any field goal bets?
Listen,
you don't bet corner kicks and you don't bet field goals?
I don't know what your obsession is with feet.
Just kickers, dude.
Download the app, open up an account, get up to $50 back on your first sports bet if it doesn't win. Plus, you'll get a Bet Parx bonus box, 50 Bet Parx coins, 50 bonus spins on the Bet Parx Collect 'em online slot game. That's up your alley. You got it all.
Here you go. Total yards of longest successful field goal. Over 48.5. Bank it. Minus 115. That's easy, man. The way Jake's been kicking them all.
Yeah, actually.
Over 48.5.
That's actually a great call by you.
Don't miss the feet.
You're like Rex Ryan.
The trash man's got a pick, too. I'm going Rutgers at home versus Iowa.
Tonight.
2.5.
Yeah. Well, Iowa's offense is dreadful.
I'm not a big Iowa fan.
No?
No.
All right. It's Cooper DeJean, cuz.
I know. I got a nice hat. I got a nice
Hawkeyes,
Iowa
bro.
hat.
I know. All right. Always another way to win on the Bet Parx app. Got to be 21, located in Pennsylvania, New Jersey. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, let's talk about the aforementioned Xfinity, right? I always talk about the Xfinity setup, how bad VG's is. Mine, when I'm on regular, because I have Comcast, right? I'm a Xfinity customer. And it's the best way to watch it. I have my 4K. I have my whole setup. Like, I look forward to my football weekends. I don't miss it. I got my notebook, and I'm in heaven. I just love to watch it. It's just the best. I know, VG, you need to upgrade. All right?
I mean, I check the weather. If it's cloudy, my reception's usually terrible.
Listen, with Xfinity, the ultimate sports destination, you can find the best games, your favorite teams, all in one place, and you can watch next level. It's the perfect fan flex. You get all the action right in your living room. Plus, Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K. I know it. I love it. Feels like you're in the stadium. I can have 4 games on at once, which is awesome. You get real-time notifications, live stats right on your television. It's really cool. It's the best seat in the house every time. So next game day, make sure your big fan isn't a big fail. Learn more, Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. All right. Now I'm looking forward to kind of breaking this whole thing down in an NFL weekend. It's a wild NFL weekend, and just to tease it, a lot of backup quarterbacks, right? So with Carson, and I want to read this to you. All right.
What's the line on that game at this point?
I love the Vikings, and I do. I love them. I think he's going to play well. But listen to this quote from our next guest. You ready?
Yeah.
I just went back and watched Carson's Week 18 games with the Rams in Kansas City. He was awesome for the Rams. The Chiefs didn't play starters while the Broncos played all theirs needing to win the game. I think he's going to be far better than JJ.
Whoa.
KOC can really coach. I can't wait to watch Wentz versus Cincinnati.
Man, we gonna.
That's Baldy.
Baldy predicted a QB controversy in Minnesota, perhaps?
Yeah, I think
With
Baldy.
Carson Wentz in the middle of it?
Baldy loves Wentz on Sunday.
Man.
And I agree. First of all, they're playing Cincinnati. Backup quarterback. You're playing Browning.
Yeah.
The Cincinnati defense is leaky in the secondary.
I hate that term.
I know. I love saying it for you. I could see Wentz having a game.
I mean, I could too. This guy,
the
guy's whole career has been so bizarre. Of course, that would happen.
I want to see it so bad. I want to see him do well, just so the Eagles can smash him. All right, I just do. I want to see that storyline. He was talking about it. He was talking about his time in Philadelphia, and he's listening, gracious and all. But he has to own a lot of it. His attitude.
Yeah, he'll never own it.
Was a bad attitude.
He doesn't own anything.
He was a guy that was not highly coachable. He needed to be coached hard.
Look at the way
I always understood why he rushed to come. Like, it was an awful situation. And you were talking about being tested. Like, you're the guy. You're having an epic year. It's your second year in the league. You're a future star, right? Mm-hmm. This storyline's amazing. You're a future star. You get hurt scoring a touchdown, being the man. Mm-hmm. On the day you get crowned, you take over the NFC, right? The number one. Like, it was unbelievable. And then your backup comes in and wins it. And you're just relegated to crutches on the sideline.
Yes.
Like, that's deep.
Yes. I love it. And we go back now. It's almost like Rocky 2, Wentz 2. The storyline reverses. First round draft pick gets injured. The journeyman, mediocre backup comes in. He might go on a run now. And then what do you do? Now he's the Foles now of the Vikings.
He is the Foles of the Vikings. It's amazing. That's why the NFL is so good.
Ed Wright with no love. Wentz is a pimple-necked freak.
Oh, no.
Does he still have acne issues?
Oh, Gustav, you can't go there. No, that's not right. I'm sorry. It's not right. Come on, Eddie. I love you, man. Come on, we can. I always feel squeamish when it comes to stuff like that. Like, I don't want to. Listen.
He did have that look where, like, if you smacked him, all those pimples would have just popped on the back of his neck. And with your big hands, if you smacked him, dude, it would have been Pop City.
Oh, stop, man. That's horrible. Oh, that's vile.
I mean,
actually,
it just is what it is.
No, but listen. I think the story is a great story.
Dr. Pimple Popper over here. Imagine Anthony's hands popping pimples.
Stop.
There's meat.
Stop. I mean, come on, bro. Stop. That's the worst. My wife watches that. She used to watch it. I can't watch that stuff. No, Julia's hacking. She's dying.
Oh, man,
Where's Baldy?
Used to happen in my house. Like, I remember my mom would like pop my dad's pimples on his back.
Oh,
it's like, what's going on?
To me. You got to take a gummy. What's your problem? Oh my God! Can I please give? This is what we did without Charlie.
Oh, Dad's got blackheads. We gotta get him out. Pop him out.
Come on, oh my gosh. Stop! Come on, man. Mike, we got Michael. Let's go to. We got him. Go. Thank God, saving the day. All right, he's here to save the day. Our boy from the NFL Network. Thank God, the great Mike Garafolo, hometown hero, South Philadelphia. Good morning, Michael.
Am I up?
Yeah, you're up, baby.
Where's Brain? I gotta apologize to Brain. You know, he was all over the Giants last week. I doubted him.
He's watching.
He was ready. They should have won the game. I mean, I could not. I watched that game back on Monday and could not believe how many times the Giants won that game, only to lose the game. It was unbunbelievable.
I mean, when do you see a Hail Mary, Mikey? When do you see a Hail Mary like that and you lose? That's brutal.
Two of them. I mean, they went up top to Wandale, and then they go up top to Neighbors. The Cowboys know exactly what's coming. That Cowboys secondary, man. That is not great. But yeah, twice there. You know what they have to do. You let it happen. I give the Giants credit. They got some spunk. That's why I'm trying to pull the doubleheader this weekend. I'll be in Philly at 1 o'clock, and I'm trying to get the Giants before kickoff. We'll see.
Oh, double.
Might be a problem.
So you'll have pregame. You'll have pregame at the link.
I'll be at the link starting at. We got a locker room shoot at 8:15, so I'll be there from 8:15. It'll be 16-hour day when all is said and done. When we leave that lot, we're in the jet row lot right there. We leave that lot. It's like impossible to get out of there. You got to go right with everybody. So it's like by the time I get on the bridge and get moving, even that's going to be slow. I don't know if I'll get there for kickoff, but I'll try my best.
You're going to try. Are you going to be on post game duties? Will you be on TV duties?
No. I'm just for that. I'm just going to go see people. Right. I haven't seen the Chiefs. I didn't get there for training camp. I've seen the Giants, but I'll check in there. Just you get a game like that in your backyard. You get the chance to go. You go, Ant. That's what you do.
That's exactly right. Listen, that's a great day for me. You get 2 football games like that, 2 NFL games. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know why this game is not a 4:00 game, though, this Eagles game. Eagles-Rams is a marquee matchup. I mean, it's a rematch of the playoff game last year. How could this game not be a 4:25 game? I don't understand it.
I don't know. I don't even I would say the CBS have the late game this week, but they do so much crossover anymore. I don't even know how that works. Like they can have NFC games and Fox can have AFC games, and there's these kinds of rules. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one. I thought this was a fantastic playoff game. Certainly the team that gave the Eagles the most trouble in the postseason. And if they block Jalen Carter there, who knows how that last play winds up. So I know. And listen, Kobe Turner was a fantastic young defensive lineman for the Rams. We had him on the Insiders in July. And he was the first guy in the history of the NFL to admit that they have a game circled on their schedule that isn't week 1. He said, the schedule came out. He goes, I believe that's week 3. Yeah, we got that one circled. And he said, even in the spring, they were doing stuff about, okay, here's how the Eagles block this and all that. So they were working on specifics for this Eagles game all the way back in the spring. So they've had this one eyed for quite some time. They want to finish it off. They want to get their revenge. And they'll come ready to play. We'll see.
Yeah.
Mike comes in scaring me a little bit, though, because he trashes the Cowboys secondary, and then we had to see Jalen put up like 140, 150 yards against him.
What are you hearing about the offense? Everybody's talking about it. It's been the talk of the week about the Eagles passing game.
About the lack of explosiveness and all. I mean, they had the one play when they needed it, the Devontae up the right side, right? So it's not like they're not calling their shots. It's just Jalen has had a few that he just hasn't fired on, and frankly may have been the better move to not fire on it, right? Because it didn't wind up in a mistake, and they won the game. I mean, you saw him with the exchange with Chris Jones. We won the game, so they think that's the most important thing, certainly. And a lot of times they're calling this offense with that in mind. Playing from ahead last week certainly helped in that regard. So they do need to open it up. And look, I mean, I say Jalen hasn't let it go, but in the past he has. In the past, it's like, I got my guy one-on-one. I'm going to take the shot. I'm going to give him a chance to make a play. And he hasn't done that. He's going to have to do that at some point. And maybe this is the week to do it, because that the Rams are selling out to stop the run.
They got gassed twice last year. They got to do it. And here's the other thing. You're going to have Goddard back. Goddard's going to play. So having Goddard back is a big, big deal. When it comes, they like to throw that out of 12, out of max protection. It gives A.J. a chance to get down the field. And having Goddard back, because Calcaterra missed 2 key blocks. One that on a down the field to A.J. and another one that would have sprung Saquon.
Yeah. Well, one of Goddard's catches week 1 was a called shot to AJ. I don't remember specifically. I know somebody told me about this, and they said, oh, it was supposed to go to AJ. It went to Goddard. They went to Goddard for a first down. So I forget exactly what they had called for AJ on that point. But, if you can get people to say, okay, he'll come off of that, he'll hit Dallas. Maybe they focus a little more on him. Now you can open up potentially something down the field to AJ. Look, I understand.
Right, when they like to have him stay in the 12 because he's such a good blocker. So, and they'll take their shots. They'll take, a couple shots with them in max protect.
Yeah. So having him back is definitely huge and definitely a big part of this whole deal. I'm fascinated to see how it goes, because the Rams are so good. They're so good and so young up front, whether it's Fisk or Verse or Turner. It is a really good defensive front, and they feel like last year they excelled on talent, right? These guys were just playing fast and just, almost what they didn't know. And now it's like they're gaming things a little bit better, and they feel like there's even better chemistry and experience up front. So gonna be a fascinating matchup when Jalen does go back to throw the ball.
How about flip side, on the other side of the ball, Rams still a little dinged up on the O-line, right? And then you got to deal with, Carter, game record last year, second game back, he was took a couple plays off in that game against Kansas City. He was hot. I could see a Carter game too. Yeah.
Yeah, it was brutal. I had the Jets game, and it was like low to mid 80s, and even that was steamy there. And I remember hearing from people in Philadelphia about how hot it was there. Not in Philly, in Kansas City, but that was. So I'm not surprised, especially because he didn't have that first game, and that from a conditioning standpoint, a lot of people, other people had. I talked to Jordan Davis yesterday, by the way. Jordan Davis feels really good about his goal of coming in, playing more snaps, being in better shape, but also maintaining that power. Still feels like he has that power and that ability to create things with the power.
He's played really well.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Mike. You guys, you're hearing me, right? The audio keeps coming in and out for you, so I want to make sure you got me. Yeah,
we hear you perfectly.
Beautiful.
He's had 2 really good weeks.
Yeah. I mean, and you give the kid credit. I mean, like a lot of times you get close to that contract, right? And that's the carrot that you need a lot of times to get yourself in shape and prove that you're worth as much possible money on that contract. So that's coming in the near future for him, whether it's with the Eagles or with another team or whatever. But he's done a great job, and this is like. I was on Good Morning Football yesterday, and I was talking about this Dolphins-Bills game, and I said, I'm going to be John Q. Public on this one. I want points. I want a lot of points. This game Sunday, I want good defensive line play on both sides. Like, that would be my idea, to see these defensive linemen on both sides really create and really wreak havoc, and whether it's sacks or run stuffs. I'm looking forward to some really good defensive line play on Sunday.
Yeah. I'm it's gonna be fun. All right, let's go around the league because it's a wild league right now. The injuries are starting to mount up with quarterbacks. So we have a battle of the backups, and we were just talking about it, Minnesota and Cincinnati. And the Wentz story is fascinating. Baldy thinks Wentz has starts to click with the Kevin O'Connell offense.
He played really well 2 years ago with the Rams in Week 18. Like vintage Wentz type stuff with the comeback victory. Last year he played for the Chiefs in Week 18. They started nobody. Like that you can't. This is his first start actually with a starting offense since 2022 with the Commanders, which that offense was not. And the skill positions were not set up for him in a way that this is set up for him. The Vikings, their plan this offseason was to give JJ McCarthy as clear a runway to the starting quarterback job. No veteran behind him, no guy pushing for the starting job, and now it's potentially going to come back to bite him because now they got to turn to somebody who has only been there for a couple of weeks. And I know a lot of people were saying, well, Kirk Cousins. Well, they didn't want Kirk in the building. They wanted JJ to know that was his starting job. And if it was a broken leg and he was out for the year, I think the Vikings trade for Kirk Cousins. Absolutely. There's no question in my mind. But this being a 2 to 4 week injury, you get Carson, you get him to play well. Anybody playing well is going to mess with JJ's head at this point. But you get a guy in here that you feel good and maybe can click with the system like Baldy's talking about. Just get the ball to your playmakers. Make it happen.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. I think it's going to be a fascinating because he's walking into a great situation. O'Connell's a great coach. Yeah. You got all those weapons. I mean, jeez, you're loaded. Although no Aaron Jones.
And I like. Yeah, on the other side of this, I like Jake Browning. I know the Bengals like Jake Browning. I think there's another question to people. Well, why didn't the Bengals go out and get a veteran quarterback? Because they feel like Jake Browning's better than any option that's out there from a veteran backup trade free agent standpoint. He played in the preseason against the Commanders. I remember watching it, and we've seen him play in the regular season. But again, just getting reacclimated with everybody. I watched him in the preseason. I thought this guy's really good. Like he could start for a few teams, I think, and now he's gonna have to start for the Bengals. Look, it's a 3-month injury. They're 2-0. I think they win this weekend, so they're potentially 3-0. Right? It gives you a little bit of leeway here and there while Browning wins you a couple of games. They could stay alive, and now Burrow comes back in 3 months, which is December, which gives you 4 or 5 games or whatever it is after that. And we've seen them go on the road and win games in the playoffs. I'm not saying they're a Super Bowl contender, but I'm certainly not declaring the Bengals season over here.
Right. How about let's go to Tampa for a second because they're fascinating. They riddled their O-line. They're down 3 starters this week. Baker's amazing. What he did the other night was outrageous. I mean, he's unbelievable. He's just such a gamer. I love him. I love the way he approaches the game. He's the best. The Eagles got them next week. What's their status of the O-line?
Yeah, those guys are gonna be down for. I mean, Cody Mock, the young guard, he's out for the season. Gadecki's they placed him on IR yesterday, I believe. Yeah. So he's gonna be down. They just paid him big as an extension as he was going into the last year of his deal. So that's a tough one as well. I saw people were reaching out to Ryan Jensen, who was their center a couple of years ago with Brady, and he's like, "I'm 265 pounds and I'm catching fish." I think he said on Twitter. He's like, "I'm not interested at this point." So, I mean, listen, what's that?
Wirfs. Is he coming back? Wirfs?
He's coming back in the next couple of weeks. Godwin's coming back in the next couple of weeks. Sounds like week 4 or 5 for them, I think was the expected time frame. They didn't put him on the PUP list, so they thought he was going to be back right around the end of that window, which is the first 4 weeks. So that'll be a big one for them, obviously. He is fantastic. I love Todd Bowles. I think he's showing people. I think about the offensive coordinator turnover. He's got 3 offensive coordinators in 3 years. And the way that they're playing right now, Josh Grizzard might even get some head coaching recognition after this upcoming season. So Bowles done a fantastic job as a head coach down there. He gets to play his former team this week in the Jets. So even though they're banged up, it's a game they should win, and they should win easily. And now you're 3-0, and you just stay alive long enough to get some of these bodies back. Because
do they? Again, it's the Jets, and there's no Fields. It's Tyrod Taylor, man. That's a name like.
So you got Tyrod Taylor, Carson Wentz, Marcus Mariota. What's that?
Daniel's definitely out.
He's not definitely out, but I've been under the assumption and expectation all week that it's going to be Mariota in that game. I think today's the day they wanted to see if he was going to practice or not. I don't know what time they're up today, but I would expect it to be Mariota in this game. I think it's going to be Mac Jones for the 49ers as well. So you got a lot of backups starting around the league, and some of these teams Wentz might play well, and I hope he does. I enjoyed covering Carson here, but I don't know how you go into a season and just not have that backup position solidified.
I don't get it.
The way that some teams go.
When you're a real contender like they are. Hey, let's go rapid fire through some of the games, and these are guys that Mike says to watch in the game. All right, like your little storyline. All right, we'll do.
I got you.
We'll do each game. New England, Pittsburgh.
New England, Pittsburgh. New England, Pittsburgh. I think this is the Travi. You want like a player to watch?
Whatever. Like you're little skinny. Like of what's going on in that game?
This could be the Travion Henderson week for the Patriots. I keep asking when, because he was supposed to be this sensational rookie. So this could be the Travion Henderson. If he has a huge game for the Patriots, wouldn't be surprised.
Look at that. Here you go for your fantasy. Colts and Tennessee. I love that.
But Daniel Jones, right?
I know. I know. It's amazing.
That can't.
Tennessee wins this week. Tennessee Cam Ward wins this week.
Okay. He's been fantastic. Like
I love
the way
him.
that they talk about him is running the whole thing like a veteran.
Yes.
It's unbelievable the way that he's like rookies make plays. RG3 came out of the gate hot, right? That game against the but like the way that he's doing it, they are so thrilled with this dude and the way that he's operated since he's gotten there.
Yeah, I love him. I root for him. Texans and Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence playing well.
He is. He's still making some critical mistakes, though. Like, not critical, but, and the one, him and Lamb Cohen yelling at each other when the ball was high instead of.
About, dude? I was like, wow. He was screaming at him.
Because he wants him to, like, he understands that playing quarterback in this league is the finer details and the finer moments. I mean, Tua making that mistake last night in that spot, you got to see him. You got to see the linebacker.
Yeah.
And Trevor's done this. Trevor's played like really good football, and then in key spots he makes big mistakes. And so I know that that's something that was an emphasis for Liam coming in, and even in a situation like that, which is a seemingly harmless play to a lot of people, for Liam it's like that's a critical mistake at a critical time. I still don't know how they wound up losing that game as well.
Atlanta, Carolina. I like the Falcons, man.
Falcons have got a lot of guys on defense. You don't know their names.
Yeah.
I mean, just the average fan doesn't. I forget sometimes as well. Jeff Ulbrich is doing a unbelievable job. He did a great job with the Jets defensively. I mean, the team has been, if they had half a quarterback, they would have been a lot different. And then it turned. He had to become the interim head coach. And it really distracted him from being a defensive coordinator, obviously. So he's back to just doing, the stuff that he loves, the stuff that he's passionate about, the stuff that he's good at. And I think really showing people what kind of a defensive coordinator he is down there. They're really good, again, with a lot of guys that you wouldn't even know.
Raiders, Commanders, we talked about Daniels, but talk about the Raiders for a second. I got to tell you, I just don't like them, man. There's something about that team. And Genti, who I loved in college, he's a guy that runs to contact because he's so good in college at busting through, busting yards through that way. He doesn't look the part. I mean, he looks like, wow, it's the NFL, son.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's had a couple of guys that he's been physical with. They feel, what they feel like to me? They feel like a mishmash of talent and philosophy. They don't feel like a cohesive roster, right?
No.
I mean, part of it is 3 general managers in, was it 3 years? I think.
Yeah.
So that'll do that, and they're still trying to forge their identity under Pete Carroll and John Spytek and the new regime, and Tom Brady as well. Like, if you think he's not involved,
of course, that was the whole.
Saw that the other night.
Yeah. And it was great. Like, everybody got ahead of it because they see him with the headset on. Oh, Tom. He's not allowed.
Well, I think that was an eye-opening moment for a lot of people around the league to be like, wow, he really, really is involved.
Oh,
there.
yeah.
It's not a rule-breaking thing. It's not a, like, they first of all, for Tom Brady to be an announcer is a really good thing for the NFL. For Tom Brady to be a minority owner is a really good thing for the NFL. So they want both of those things. That's why they're willing to look the other way on things that they wouldn't have in the past. I do think that he wants the appearance of, well, I'm calling these games as an objective, neutral guy, and not necessarily as involved as you might think I am. And I think that illusion was shattered the other night in a number of ways. Yeah. So he's not in there like with the game. Hey, what are we doing? Game. But Chip Kelly's talking to him. Why wouldn't he?
If you have Brady, you have to talk to. If you got that, you have to talk to him. You got to pick his brain. Stop.
You didn't.
Right. It would be malfeasance. Right.
But I understand Pete Carroll doesn't want it to be like, well, this is the guy that's really formulating the game plan. Like, I'm trying to run a team. But there's definite conversations going on. There's definite football. If you have that tool at your disposal, use it, and the Raiders are.
Yeah. Green Bay, Cleveland. It'll be interesting because the Browns' defense is still the Browns' defense. It's good. So it'll be a good test for the Green Bay offense. And I guess Kraft is nicked up.
Yeah, but that's not a major deal, which is when we first heard about it yesterday, we thought it was a major injury. So they seem to have avoided a significant issue there. In this spot early in the season, when you are a team that is a big underdog, those teams a lot of times perform well. So Cleveland's going to play good defense. So if this is a tight game here in Cleveland and not a runaway, that would not surprise me at all. I kind of like Cleveland to show up a little bit in this spot.
All right, Seattle and the Saints. There's really not much to talk about there. The Chargers and Broncos, man, Chargers are legit.
Oh, they're great. They're. I mean, I don't know why we would have thought any different. I mean, Jim Harbaugh, year 2. I did a good job in year 1, but the guy's got a track record. When he shows up, he turns programs around.
He's a great coach.
He's unbelievable.
Yes,
he's a half a lunatic, but he's also a great coach.
That's what makes him. That's what makes him a great coach.
QB will melt down at some point.
He's legit, the QB.
No,
I argue all the time. Yeah.
Really? He doesn't like him? I like him.
The whole listen, I get ripped in the chat.
The general public is anti-Herbert.
Our chat, all the listeners, and the viewers, they hate when I talk about Herbert. So I stopped talking about him. Because I'm like,
talk about him every day.
If you could make a quarterback in a lab, you would make Herbert.
You can text me, okay? You can text me. We'll talk. I'll talk about Herbert.
Intangibles.
Yeah, he's. They did a nice job though of also putting people like that. That receiver room last year was bereft of talent, and the Keenan Allen back there is just, sometimes like guys will go back there. Tre'Davious White's another example in Buffalo. Like if you had continued to go elsewhere, your career would have gone a certain way. But when you come back to a place that just was right for you, you get rejuvenated in a lot of ways. I thought that was a fantastic move by them to bring Keenan Allen back to the Chargers. And you're seeing that connection with him and Herbert, and you're just seeing him rejuvenated again. Really, really good move by them.
Arizona and the Niners. So
I think it'll be Mac Jones there.
Yeah. Ugh. I'm not a Mac Jones guy.
No, I know you're not. You're not a Purdy guy either, are you?
What's that?
Are you a Purdy guy?
No.
No, that's not your guy.
No, you know that's not my guy.
Come on, man. Purdy doesn't eat enough meat. Come on, he doesn't eat enough meat. He's not strong enough.
I'm still waiting to see what the Cardinals are. Like we're 2 years in, or a year change in, and they're still talking about getting Marvin Harrison the ball.
I know. I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Get him the football.
I know. Bears Cowboys. Is this a Caleb party? Like I could see it. I could see where, it's the national 425 game, and I could see him having a good one against the Cowboys defense.
You can see it just because it's just a feel thing.
It's more of a feel. I'm asking you. I know he's been struggling, right? He did well in the script, and then after that, it's been a disaster. I think. I don't know. Tell me how you see this one.
Yeah, you would think that the defensive coordinator, being the former head coach there, would have a read on Caleb and also, by the way, a guy that's played against Ben Johnson as the coach of the Bears. So Eberflus comes in. That to me is like he should have the answer key to this one. I still like Dallas. That secondary needs work. I get that, but I still like Dallas and a lot of what they do. It does feel to me like a Cowboys win. And as I'm watching Caleb, like we're nowhere near it, but if this continues and we're 8 weeks into the season and he's just middling, do you sit him down?
What's the issue with him? Like, because he makes he just doesn't see the field. Like, what he doesn't know what he's looking at. I mean, is it to come down to that?
Yeah. Seems to be the issue. And you can, him coming out, when his hips are turned this way and he's throwing the ball that way, he's like, we've never seen this before. And that's great. Yeah, that's great. That ability. He's able to escape. Yeah. Early in the game, he was able to escape, and you're like, wow, But then it's got to be, I still think, Cliff Kingsbury was available for the Bears. They went and hired Shane Waldron instead. But Cliff Kingsbury was, I feel like in a Kingsbury offense,
yes,
he'd be fantastic. I don't see this being a great. And when Ben Johnson took the job, I'm like, this doesn't feel like a good match to me, personality wise, scheme wise. He needs a flatline Jared Goff and a guy that can run the offense sort of that way. I'm still, because I'd like to see it. I'm still hopeful, but I got to see it first.
All right, and lastly, the Giants and Chiefs. This is going to be interesting because the Chiefs are desperate, man. They wanted that game. That was a big one for them. Last week against the Eagles. How do you see in this one?
I think it's a tough one for the Chiefs. I'd still like just say they're going to win just because they should and they have to, and it's one of those spots. But is it a 30-10 game? I don't think so. I think the Giants are gonna give them a fight. I also think this Giants defensive front, which hasn't been, coming in. You saw Abdul Carter in training camp. You're like, this dude's gonna have 15 sacks his rookie year. We're not there yet.
Yeah.
It's going to come. It's going to happen eventually. But I think this is one of those games where those guys could wreak some havoc up front. Dexter Lawrence, Thibodeau, who I'm not gaga over Thibodeau either. That's the other one. But Brian Burns, Abdul Carter, I could see them wrecking some things, and Mahomes trying to step up the way that he does, and all of a sudden being swallowed and swarmed in some key spots. That's why I think in my head I've got the Giants keeping it close with some of those moments.
I don't know what happened last week with Russ. I really don't. And I know they got great weapons. I like some of their weapons. But there's no way in the world Spags is going to let that happen.
Yeah. That's why I think it's a low-scoring game. I do. Yeah. And I think that's how the Giants keep this one tight. I don't think it's a runaway. It's not going to be like that Cowboys game, Giants-Cowboys game last week. But I just like Kansas City can't score right now, and they're super frustrated about it. They thought they were going to be a lot better, even without Rashee Rice. Now you lose Worthy, and I believe he's coming back this week, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a key addition back. But there's still something not right there with that offense and that passing game. And look, maybe. And we've seen Andy do this before, where he goes, "This is the game where we run for 200 yards." Right? Like that. Sometimes you try to do that to try to get yourself going and open things up. But they're just not right now. And again, I know they're super
Thornton. Mahomes has had Thornton a half dozen times in 2 weeks, and he's missed them all but one.
It overshot him. Yeah. Finally hit on. It's not even just like from a.
Yes. He's not in sync at all. Oh, brother, always great. We'll see you home. You gonna get a little home cooking at all, or in and out?
No, I'll probably drive down that morning and then get back on the road as quickly as I possibly can. See, when we come out of that lot, the players go that way. And they used to every now and then let us go left when we come out of that lot. They don't let us do that anymore. So I got to talk to a couple of police officers, make a couple of donations to the Police Athletic League and see if I can sneak left this week.
All right. Well, I'll try to get you hooked up. All right. You deserve
it. You know some people? You're kidding me.
We love you, buddy. Thanks, brother. We look forward to your coverage all morning on the NFL Network. You're the best,
yes,
pal.
Sir. You got it, guys. Thank you.
Here he is, Mike Garafolo. Check it in, NFL Network. All right, we're going to do we have our injury report? Do we have Doc? Jules, or should we go to break, do our commercial first? Let's do our commercials first. Let's talk about some of our partners, shall we? Let's talk about Cherry Hill Mitsubishi. I didn't know this, VG, but Cherry Hill Mitsubishi Motors is #1 in customer service, customer satisfaction with dealer services among mainstream brands and SUV owners. I didn't know. I'm not saying it. J.D. Power says it.
Man.
All right, so it's a big deal. And you're looking for the most affordable 7-passenger SUV in America, it's the Outlander.
Outlander.
All right? So the Outlander's got you, sports, road trips, you name it. It's a great family vehicle. The great Dick Girardi, we love him. The Outlander's got you covered with this. You got to go to Cherry Hill Mitsubishi. It's a folk auto dealership. Folk name means something. It's a family name. They've been there for 3 generations all across South Jersey, and they take great care of you. They got wonderful deals going on right now with the Outlander, or you can take on the 2024 Mitsubishi Mirage. How about this? Payment starting at $55 a week, 0 down retail. All right? It's unbelievable, all the stuff that you got. Stop in today. You tell them PHLY sent you. You get the Cuz discount. All right? They're gonna take great care of you.
Good discount, 0 downs, great.
You trust me. You talk to Bill. All right? Bill runs Cherry Hill Mitsubishi. He's going to take great care of you. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. I know people buy Mitsubishis elsewhere, but I just don't know why.
Me neither.
Why, dude?
No reason.
I don't get it. All right, let's talk about Parx Casino. We are across the street from Parx Casino right now. You know that?
I do.
Right away, right down the way. We're at Parx Racing today for getting ready for the Pennsylvania Derby tomorrow, all kinds of fun stuff. That's why Dick Girardi's here. We'll have some fun stuff later on this afternoon on our Parx channel our Parx Bets channel, so you can check that out. Parx, our casino choice, has it all. Action, excitement, headline, entertainment. Parx Casino, Pennsylvania's #1 casino. You can play thousands of hot slots, state-of-the-art sportsbook, beautiful poker room. You get the Liberty Bell Beer Garden, right? A collection of award-winning restaurants. Parx Casino, this is how you win. Tickets on sale now for these headliners. September 20th, Australian Pink Floyd.
Ticking away the moments that make up the dull day.
You going to sing, Jules? No? October 4th, Kansas.
Ooh, I close my eyes only for a moment and the moment's gone.
October 24th, Everclear.
With my old black boots and my old suitcase, do believe I found myself a new place.
October 25th, Almost Queen, a tribute to Queen.
Radio Gaga, Radio Goo Goo.
Saturday, November 15th, Bill Murray and his Blood Brothers. That's right.
Bill Murray.
The Bill Murray.
Sweet.
It's going to be awesome. He has his Blood Brothers. They do blues rock.
Nice.
November 21st, Air Supply.
I forget Air Supply. I forget it. Right
Good. November 22nd, comedian Brian Regan. The ParxCasino.com to buy tickets for all shows. Parx Casino. This is how you win. You got to be 21. Gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. We love our Parx Casino. Lots of fun. It's always stuff going on.
I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you.
No. You're good. You missed it. All right?
Hey, man.
You're
trying
good.
to give some Air Supply some love.
No,
I'm trying to move some tickets.
I know. Listen, you can do that. We can do that. But we have our Friday injury report. Lots of injuries going on across the quarterback.
Quarterbacks going down everywhere.
Right. It's something that you hold your breath every weekend.
Yes, you
right?
do.
You really do. It's amazing because you see how catastrophic it can be. You wonder why the Eagles would not part with Tanner McKee because when you have a really good backup, it matters.
You need that safety net.
Right? Otherwise, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, pretty good. How you doing?
All right. Otherwise, you have Carson Wentz. Right? And you don't want that.
No.
All right. We're going to talk about Joe Burrow, and we're going to talk about the turf toe.
It's weird. You think, how do you miss so much time with a turf toe?
Well, we'll find out because Dr. Elena Wellins is amazing. She's diplomat of the American Board of Foot and Ankle Surgery and a fellow at American College of Foot and Ankle Surgeons. She's one of our great Rothman doctors. Good morning, Dr. Wellins.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Good to see you. You look now. If you came in, automatically you go, "What a great disposition."
I agree.
You have a wonderful smile.
Yes.
All right. Like automatically, I feel at ease.
Well, I appreciate that. Thanks.
Great smile.
Yeah. So let's talk about the turf toe because we hear turf toe and you go, "All right,
Stub my toe."
right. This is a serious deal." Joe Burrow's going to miss 3 months. Explain it for us.
All right. So I'm not treating Joe Burrows.
Right.
However, I can certainly speak on the turf toe injury because it's one I've seen, fair share of times over the years. It's a nasty injury. And when you think about your big toe joint, people take it for granted. When you're running or jumping, like these athletes are doing, it takes upwards of 800% of your body weight through that joint. And it's actually a very complex joint. When people think of turf toe, it's not the big toe, it's the actual first metatarsal phalangeal joint. So essentially what's happening is within that joint, you have your metatarsal and your proximal phalanx. They're the main bones forming the joint. And then on the bottom portion, you have your plantar plate, your capsule, multiple ligaments, your flexor tendons, and your sesamoid bones. These are a lot of parts that have to work together to allow athletes to have those quick pivots, that quick propulsion. So that's why a turf toe injury is so serious if there's an injury to this area.
Where is it? It's at the base of the big toe?
Yes, so you have your big toe and the big toe joint. I don't have the foot in front of me. I'm trying to get on the camera here, but essentially where your big toe bends up and down, that's your first metatarsal phalangeal joint. And that injury, the turf toe, is damaging the structures on the bottom of that joint.
Wow. Well, now, did you? That's funny. Don't laugh. But this week it cropped up. I was running and I think I feel it at the top of my toe. Now I'm wondering if because it's at the base of it and it's the top and it's killing me.
You got the gout?
No, that's ankle swelling.
No, it's the big toe.
So, I mean, without seeing you, there's a possibility you have flat feet. So you're getting jamming at it when you run.
Yeah. I got the extra large big toe too. I have the extra large big toe. It's an abnormally big toe. It's a long big toe.
Well,
with
the turf toe injury, it's a bit different because it's what we call a hyperextension injury.
Right.
So imagine you're an NFL quarterback. You're getting ready to throw the ball. So you're right-handed. Your arm's all the way back behind you. Your left foot's planted in front of you. As you're going to throw the ball, boom, you get sacked from behind.
Right.
What's going to happen is that left big toe, it's planted on the ground. All of a sudden, it's going to get hyperextended at the front, and that big toe is going to jam up. And that's where the injury happens. That's where you get the turf toe. And there are different degrees of turf toe injuries, and it is a common injury in sports, whether it's football or soccer or basketball. It can happen in any sport. Now, there are 3 grades of injury. So grade 1, the most common, is just a straight up sprain. There are no tears. It'll take a few weeks to settle down with rest and immobilization, and then you can get back to activity. Grade 2 injury, now we're dealing with some partial tears of those soft tissue structures. At that point, it's going to be a longer rehabilitation period with a more extended immobilization and then gradual therapy to get back to full strength. Grade 3, that's the serious injury. That's where we require surgery.
Wow.
And in this case, you're having complete rupture of soft tissue structures. You have potential dislocation of the joint, potential cartilage damage, and also potential fracture to the sesamoid bones, which are 2 little round bones at the bottom of the joint that look like little cherry pits. They're critical because what happens with them is the flexor hallucis brevis tendon on the bottom encases those sesamoids, and then the flexor longus runs in between them. That's how we get our power. That's how we get our propulsion to sprint, to run.
Right.
So if you have any type of injury to those sesamoid bones and the surrounding structures, that is a serious injury. And in a grade 3, you have to fix it surgically. And it can be a very long recovery.
So there's hope that he comes back. Now, obviously, you don't treat him, so you don't know the severity of it. But we know it's of the worst kind. So it's a tough. I mean, that's tough to come back from.
It is a long recovery. Once you get through the acute phase of healing after surgical repair of whatever structures were damaged, then there's the rehabilitation period. Getting back into the game is going to require a player to be able to do the propulsion, to run and toe off without pain, and to have full strength. Now, there is hope. One of my colleagues, Dr. Parx, did a retrospective study a few years ago, and he looked at data on NFL players, particularly offensive players, and he used the power rating as the score to determine if they're improving. When he looked at all the data, he saw that there was really no change in the power rating pre-injury to post-injury. So what is encouraging about that is it tells us that, hey, most of these players can come back to their previous pre-injury level of play. And I think that's great news. Does it happen for every player? No, but it appears that the majority, yes, it does.
Wow, that's fantastic. Doc, you know your stuff. I mean, all of our Rothman doctors are amazing, but just listen to how you break it down. You obviously are a sports fan. You obviously understand it. You understand movement. The way you break it down is amazing. It's every time we have our Rothman doctors on, I always feel comfort, right? Because I go, God forbid if something happens, I know I got Rothman to help me stay in motion. I mean, I'm serious. It's amazing.
I appreciate
Thank
that.
you so much. You explain it to us idiots, right? Like they're just
Not idiots.
lunkheads. So I really, Doc, really appreciate it. You're fantastic. Who's going to win the Sunday, Eagles Rams?
Oh, Eagles, go Birds.
I love it. I love you. You are awesome. I knew it. I heard your accent. I'm like, well, she's an Eagles fan for sure.
I'm a Jersey girl. Yeah.
Where'd you grow up at? Where at?
I grew up in Mount Laurel. Now I live in Marlton.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's fantastic.
Didn't make it far from home.
In fact, we were just there. My son plays for St. Augustine. We just played Cherokee. So,
Right.
yeah, we just played. He plays football for them.
awesome.
Yeah, so we were just there. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm a Bishop Eustace grad, so.
I love it. I love it. Oh, that's fantastic. You're awesome, Doc. Well, you got to get you again,
Thanks
okay?
so much.
Promise you'll come back.
Absolutely. I'd love to.
Thanks, Doc. Appreciate it.
All right.
She's
Take
amazing.
care. Have a good one.
You too. Oh, man, she's awesome. Dr. Elena Wellins, a Eustace girl.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah, she's terrific. She's also associate professor at Temple.
Oh, nice.
All right.
To you.
Yeah, so that's very cool. All right. Do we have our man? I can't wait to get him up here because I need him to break the game down. Like, seriously, we do Baldy's breakdowns. There's nothing better than Baldy's breakdowns. We need a breakdown for Sunday. Mm-hmm. Like an honest-to-goodness breakdown.
Yes.
Where
Tell us what to look for. What to
really,
expect.
like, this is – everybody's on edge. It's early. They're 2-0, and it sounds ridiculous, but people are – I sense it. People are looking at this offense going –
They want to see something.
They got to see something.
Yes. You got to give the people
Like,
a
I
little
think
something
they
for
will,
the passing game.
but I sense it. And I sense it even down there. I think that they want a little bit of – they want to see
In the
something.
building?
So let me go to my man because nobody knows it like he does. That's right. Brought to us by Ford. Baldy's Big Hits. Here he is, the legend. Good morning, legend. I think you're on mute, pal. You there? You're muted. We got him?
How's that?
Hey, there we go.
Hi, buddy.
Here we go. All right,
Happy Football Friday to you guys, man.
Happy Football
Happy Friday.
Friday. I need you. I need you. Like, you know how I feel. I know you have no interest in it, but you would have been one of the greatest coaches ever. I believe you would have been, Madden-esque in the way you know the game, you know players, you know breakdowns. There's a bit of angst going on, and it's not just with the fan base. I do think down there at NovaCare in South Philadelphia, they're starting to get a little angst. Like, they want to see something in the pass game. What are you seeing, Dr. Baldy?
Well, I mean, I'm not seeing, I'm watching all these other games. I've watched all 16 games this week. They're the only team in the league that doesn't. I mean, they took some deep shots last week. They hit the most important one to Devontae to really put the game, on ice. But, it's not, you wouldn't call it any level of sophistication. It's a very conservative approach to the game of football. And what's weird is they've got two of the best receivers in all of football. I mean, you can stack any duo up there, including the duos coming into town this weekend, Puka and Devontae, and you can stack Devontae and AJ up against anybody in this league. Yet they don't really get many targets. They don't really get many opportunities, although both of them in their careers here in Philly have been awesome. And the deep ball has been a big part of their success. And so I understand not wanting to turn the ball over. I mean, there's 7 teams that haven't turned it over this year, and their combined record is, 14-1, including last night, Buffalo, not turning it over and getting the interception at the end. But regardless, like, it does have to evolve. Like, you're not going to go very far. And sometimes the games dictate what you do. Now, you can put a lot of heat on Petullo. You can put the heat on Jalen. you could throw the blame a lot of different places, but sometimes it's just the tempo of the game. I mean, if you're down 14-0, you're probably not going to punt on 3rd and 12, on 3rd and 8, or just run the ball and then punt. Like, you're probably going to be a little more aggressive. And so, but they haven't really had to do that yet. So we haven't, that's what's going to force them to make, to open it up, is to probably play from behind if that happens.
Is it necessary the way they're built structurally? Like, I know you got two great receivers, but they have a really good, I think, an elite defense. You got an elite defensive coordinator. You got a stud running back. And even though last week, the grind that Saquon still somehow got, 80-some yards grinding it out. Can you play ultra-conservative? And is that maybe the right approach? Like, I know everybody wants eye candy, but, sometimes it might be smarter to play it like that.
Honestly, I'd rather win as many games as you can, any way you can.
Right.
Especially early in the season. Because, they said every single thing they said in the offseason through training camp was the right thing. We buried last year. We're not celebrating last year. We've moved on. I mean, they said all the right things. All right. But, here they are, 2-0, and it might not look pretty. But there is a way. There is a method to all of that. I mean, you look at these teams that have turned the ball over. They're not winning games in this league. I mean, you just go through the turnover ratios of these teams. Look at Miami. Miami actually battled pretty good last night. They throw the interception at the end. They don't win the game. They have a chance, though. Yeah. But, so that there is a lot, and Jalen knows that better than anybody. So, but I thought he got very conservative against the Rams last year when it snowed. He took the safety, and that was a big play. The Rams had all the momentum in the world, all the way down to the very end. There weren't many people sitting there at Lincoln Financial or on their couches, in their, their man cave and thinking like the Eagles got this. There's not many that thought that. Like, that thing had turned around even after Jalen Carter punched the ball out of Kyron Williams' hands. Like, the Rams had all the momentum. They just didn't finish. And they had a breakdown up front, and Jalen Carter finished the game. But, this is, but my point is, it's a new year. And you got to kind of like feel it out a little bit, and, it's good that you can win some games along the way. And eventually they're going to find who they are and what they want to be. Now, you mentioned Saquon. He, had 80-plus yards, got the touchdown. If they had the ball at their own 30-yard line last week on the touchdown run, he would have scored a 70-yard run.
Right.
Like, they had a unbelievable lane. They cut the defense in half. They got a good lead block. And he would have been what he did to the Rams last year. He would have had a 70-yard touchdown. So it's in him. There's no lack of speed or anything. That was a clear-cut lane that he hit 100 miles an hour. It was just 13 yards away, but he would have scored from anywhere.
And there was another one, Baldy, where Calcaterra missed a block. Otherwise, he goes. I think he goes for a long one too. Like, he's like, I don't like, and that's the point. Like, I still have that in my arsenal. That's still who I am. As the soul of this team, the identity of this team is still a run first defensive team. No?
Oh, no, there's no question. I mean, that's who they are. And it's interesting, like, the Rams really haven't changed at all from the game last year. And they have a new middle linebacker, Nate Landman. Roseboom is gone. And they put Emmanuel Forbes at starting corner instead of Darius Williams. And A.J. Brown saw Emmanuel Forbes his rookie year, 2023, against Washington, and A.J. destroyed him. 2 touchdowns. I mean, stutter and go, little fake hitch route on the outside, got behind him. Like, he had a huge day. Like, Emmanuel Forbes is a talented kid. He was a first-round pick. He's got ball skills, although he doesn't have a lot of interceptions. But he can't physically stay with AJ. Like, to me, if you get that kind of a matchup, like, you got to take advantage of it.
How does this thing? Because again, Saquon gassed him last time. The second matchup, they tried to load the box. That didn't work. They were in the box the first night. That Sunday night game. They were in the box, and that was one of the reasons why second level was vacant when Saquon busted through. He went to the house. I don't know that changes. I still think you got to.
You can't count on 70 and a 72-yard
I'm not counting on that. I'm talking about the run game itself. And then everything then goes, then all of a sudden you can find AJ off the pass game.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they're blocking great up front right now. So I think, they're not exactly blowing people off the ball. Like they got it now. Landon Dickerson's been banged up.
Right.
I'm not making excuses for anybody. They're not playing as well. Mekhi Becton is better in the run game than the right guard right now. So they're not playing the same way up front. But it's it's still early. Still early. These guys, they can talk about training camp all they want. This is training camp right now. These first couple games. It was the third game last year in New Orleans when everybody was calling for Nick's head during the game, before the game, after the Atlanta loss. They were calling for Nick's head on a platter. And it was the game's 3-0 in the fourth quarter. I mean, they can't do anything. And Saquon hit one for 60, and then he hit another one for 65. Like he blew the game open. He scored all the touchdowns, and they won because of him. That was the third game of the season. So, he's got 48 carries. It hadn't wowed anybody really, but there's no lack of speed. The speed is exactly the same. The power is exactly the same. The ability to make people miss is exactly the same. He just needs some runways here, and he could do similar damage to last year.
So how about the flip side? Obviously with Puka and Devontae Adams now. Devontae had a big game last week. We know about CB2 with Adoree Jackson, and how do you kind of see the Rams attacking the Eagles?
Well, I mean, around the league now, there's just a shortage of good corners.
Yeah.
They're just it is in short supply. Not many teams have 4. Some teams don't have 3. Some teams are lucky to have 2. It's just a position right now that guys are having a hard time staying healthy. They're asking them to play all this man coverage around the league right now so that they can blitz and get after the quarterback and heat him up. And these guys aren't exactly holding up. So the Eagles aren't the only team that's looking at a position that doesn't look real strong right now. But Devontae Adams, that kid came out of, that was the 2014 draft. Mike Evans, Odell Beckham, right? There's Devontae, the 8th receiver drafted. Maybe, Mike Evans is a different category, but, he might be the best receiver in that draft. He ran a 4.58 40. There's defensive backs that run that backwards in this league. Yet his release, his ability to double move, he's just a technician. He's an absolute artist, and he doesn't care who's on him. He had L'Jarius Sneed last week. He used him.
Yeah.
L'Jarius is a good player. Really good player. So, and highly paid.
Yeah.
So Puka and Devontae, and the thing that's really interesting to watch is, Stafford really didn't do anything in preseason. He had the bad back. Everybody was like, what's going on? His timing with Devontae Adams is crazy. You would think that they played 5 years together.
Wow. All right. So how do you kind of see it happening? You're always clairvoyant when it comes to this stuff.
I don't know if I can see that far into the future on Sunday. I know this: the Rams are very well coached. That coach, Sean McVay, he's at the top of the leaderboard with this thing. Coaching is going to come down to coaching, and it's going to come down to the fourth quarter. This game will be tight. And who makes these plays in the fourth quarter? They haven't really seen a dynamic offense yet. I don't know if you want to put Philadelphia in that category, but haven't seen. They played Tennessee last week. They got a rookie quarterback. He's just gunslinging it. They're very poor up front on the offensive line, but they battled. They stayed in the game, and they saw Houston week 1, and Houston stinks on offense.
Right.
They kicked 3 field goals against them. So statistically, it looks like the Rams' number 2 defensive football. But and you could talk about Jared Verse. He's a good player, got a lot of power. I don't see him doing a whole lot against the Eagles. Fisk and Kobe Turner, all these guys are good players. But it's not like they can't be blocked. They're the same guys on the field that the Eagles torched in the run game last year.
And then the other flip side is too, the Rams O-line is still not great, and you could see this could be a Carter game like it was in the playoffs.
Well, they've got some, look, they've got a backup left guard. Bo Limmer's in there for Avila. I don't think anybody's really scared of Colton Shelton.
Right.
At center. Havenstein's a good player. One thing we haven't really seen though, we saw the Makuba interception. It was kind of a gift. But, we really haven't seen great pressure on the quarterback yet where it forces him into mistakes. This might be the week because I think the world of Nolan Smith. And he hadn't really done a lot yet. He's made some plays. But that guy, I think, can be an elite player. And I don't think Rob Havenstein can really shut him out for an entire game. So, Stafford's he's crafty and he knows how to get rid of the ball. But, he'll also stay in there and hold it. You have chances to get to Matt Stafford because of the way that he plays. He's not leaving the pocket very often. He'll step up in the pocket. He'll parry a punch in the middle of the ring. He'll do different things. And he's got as good an arm as anybody in this business. But he also will take a bunch of hits and some sacks.
All right. I'm with you because I could see this. I could totally see that. And if you get that kind of pressure, some turnovers, all of a sudden you're feeling good again. It's weird. They're 2-0, Baldy, and it's like it's so early, and I don't know why all the angst. Like it's you know that they're good, and it's not 2023.
And they're a new team. They got a lot of new defensive guys out there.
Yeah,
Makuba's out there, Jihad's out there, Zadarius is out there, Dory's out there. I mean, it's a lot. It's new. Vic's trying to figure out what's the best way to go about it. He blitzed a lot last week. It's not normally what he does, but he's still trying to figure things out himself. And what who can do what? What can I depend upon? So that's part of that. And then offensively, I don't know. I hear everything that's out there, and I don't disagree with a lot of the comments. Right. But Jalen's comment to Chris Jones that look, he doesn't really care about statistics. No. He's just an unusual guy.
Yes.
He's just unusual. Like, who else?
It's a great way to put it. By the way, real quick, we're in overtime, Jules. Overtime. Make sure if you're watching us on any of the myriad of platforms like Xfinity or Roku, wherever, YouTube, come to YouTube. Subscribe, come to YouTube. OT, overtime with the great Baldy. I'm sorry. Go ahead, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Let me just put a button on this comment about Jalen. Like, how many athletes in Philadelphia, you've been here forever, cuz, how many athletes in Philadelphia really succeed in this media culture that Philadelphia has? Like, how many guys, get bounced out of here?
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah. It wore Donovan. It did.
Donovan, Carson Wentz didn't handle it.
No.
You go through the guys, and it's every sport. It's basketball. There's not many. It's baseball. It's been going on for a long time. I don't remember anybody handling the media better than Jalen Hurts. I mean, it's a strength of his. And it's not always easy. You got to, you're winning your 2-0, and you got to answer about why you can't get the ball to AJ and do this and that. And, he's been in 2 Super Bowls, and all he's done is one. He's been in the playoffs every year. The guy is a stud. But he did that. You think about playing for Nick Saban in Alabama.
Yeah.
He walks in there at a Clearview, Texas.
Yeah.
And he's the starter day one. He goes to Oklahoma. He's in the running for the, he waits till he graduates after he gets benched in a championship game by Tua. He stays, helps him win the big, the conference championship the next year, graduates, goes to Oklahoma, is in the running for the Heisman 9 games into his career at Oklahoma with Lincoln. And then he comes in here and he bounces Carson, who they just gave a big fat contract to, and bounces him right out of here.
Yeah.
The guy is just wired differently.
And he is wired differently. And you're right. And that's he's impervious to that Philadelphia thing. You got to be either Bryce Harper is regal, right? He is one of the greatest players of a generation, right? So he's able to succeed. Iverson was great, but he also had that I don't give a bleep, I'm from the streets, it's not going to affect me. It takes a rare person. It's a great point you bring up because it takes a rare guy to be able to succeed here. And I think you're right. I think he's so tunneled, right? Jalen is a tunneled guy to his teammates, to everybody. He's mercurial. You use that word. And I think that's what makes him impervious to the Philadelphia thing. Like, it's like, bleep it, man. We win the game. That's all I'm looking for.
Right. No. I mean, he's like I'm saying, he's just he's perfect for Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we're talking about around the league here. Like, look at Baker right now. I mean, Cleveland ate him up. He got injured one year, chased him out of there, made up all these stories about him. You look at Sam Darnold in New York, like it was disaster. You look at what he's doing right now. You look at, what Daniel Jones is doing. It's 2 games, but like they destroyed him in New York, From the day they got drafted, they destroyed him. You look at him in Indianapolis with Shane Steichen right now. It's like, take a look at what they're doing. Like, it is really impressive what he is doing. I never thought he could do it. But, you get, these reclamation projects, sometimes you got to get out of these places and, start fresh. And we'll see. Maybe Carson can do it in Minnesota. He's played 2 games in 2 years, didn't go to training camp, just got signed August 24th. But Kevin O'Connell identified him. I'm sure he talked to Sean McVay, and he started for the Rams and beat San Francisco in week 18 2 years ago and played great doing it. So who knows? Maybe Carson's going to be a reclamation project.
It's funny. I was at the game. I was at my kid's game, and I saw your text, right? So Baldy and I, I'm always picking his brain. And what you said, I thought was it was awesome. Like, I believe it. Like, you're like, dude, he went and played really well the last Week 18 game against the Rams. It was unfair in the Week 18 game against Kansas City because they didn't have any of their starters in, right? It's not equal.
And Denver had all their starters.
Right. And they needed the game. So it wasn't fair. I can totally see it with the weapons that are there and KOC, who is such a great coach and a great scheme. I think you're right. I think he's going to steal the job.
Well, I don't know when JJ is scheduled to come back. I don't know how serious his injury is. But, if Carson goes out, they play Cincinnati this week at home. If he plays well, it might say, okay, make sure that JJ is healthy before you put him out there. You might get him another week. Who knows? And if he does play well, and they're 2-0 with Carson, and Jordan Addison is coming back week 4, and I don't know, like, they might have a decision to make. Like, that's a lot of ifs, so I don't want to go too crazy, but they might have a decision to make.
It's a perfect story for him. Good coach, good weapons, and there's no pressure on Wentz, and he's in a Midwest town that's not Chicago. So, I mean, it's a great market for him.
The guy was duck hunting in August. He's duck hunting in August. Like, he's not in any camp. He's not paying attention to any. Like, he's waiting for the phone to ring. Maybe it rang. Maybe he didn't want to go. But this is, remember 2 years ago when Kirk Cousins got hurt and, they took the kid from Arizona, Josh, and he plugged him in. Like, the guy didn't know the offense. He's telling him what to do in his ear.
Yes.
Go out and win a game.
Yes.
Like, at least this guy did, and Sean McVay did.
Josh Johnson.
Not Josh Johnson. The aeronautical engineer, really smart kid. I can't think of his name right now. But Kevin O'Connell did it. I mean, Sean McVay did it with Baker Mayfield. And they won a game with Baker he got traded in 2 days. He started for him on a Thursday night. Got there on a Tuesday, started Thursday, and won a game. Like, some of these coaches, like, they just know how to program they just know how to program a quarterback.
You just real quick to touch back on Baker, because he's one of the greatest stories in the NFL that really hasn't been told in its entirety. In this sense, like, I love the way he approached. Like, the last game, he's down 3 offensive linemen in the game, and he's trying to keep the game alive Monday night, and he takes off. Like, he just
4th and 10.
Yes,
4th and 10.
yes. Yeah. He's got such stones. I love that dude. I just think that dude is the biggest gamer. He loves the game. He's a great story.
If you wanted to write the story, I could tell you stories. I remember they had the awards banquet in Atlantic City that Jaws is behind. And he was the college player of the year.
The Maxwell, yeah.
Yeah, Maxwell Awards, right? So he's the college player of the year, right? So he's receiving the award. But he's flying out of Dallas, and there's an ice storm in Dallas, and he can't get out, right? And there's a snowstorm on the East Coast, and planes aren't landing. The guy So it looks like he can't make it. He drives to Houston and gets a flight out of Houston to Philly, rents a car himself, stops at Wawa, gets a cup of coffee, and shows up at the Maxwell Awards on his own. No drive.
Wow.
Shows up on his own in a tuxedo and receives the award.
Wow.
The guy.
Oh, that guy's awesome.
The guy's a walk-on at Texas Tech, not scholarship. Wins his job.
Yeah.
With Cliff Kingsbury, goes 6-0. Has a little injury, has a falling out with Cliff. Always grew up in Austin, Texas. Always loved Oklahoma football. Him and his dad. They used to drive to up to Norman, Oklahoma, and go see Oklahoma play when he was a kid. Walks on in Oklahoma, doesn't have a scholarship. Walks on in Oklahoma, wins the job, wins the Heisman, #1. The kid, and then I did some Oklahoma games when I was doing some Big 12 action. And you go down the field, and there's Baker before the game, like a little kid, throwing the ball behind his back, playing receiver, playing two-hand touch. Like he's just having fun out there. I mean, and then the competitive juices. He's just in a good spot. He's in a stable spot. Jason Light knows what the hell he's doing. Todd Bowles knows what he's doing. They won a lot of games. Look, last year, just to end this, 10 guys in the history of the NFL, 105-year history of the NFL, only 10 guys have thrown for over 40 touchdowns and over 4,500 yards in a season. And Baker did that last year.
Wow. Yeah, he's amazing, man. It just shows you what a mess Cleveland is, too. It's just,
we crucify these quarterbacks, and then you look at these organizations, and like they have no idea what they're doing.
None,
and they still don't.
No, I know. It's unbelievable. It's uncanny. All right, NFC. If the echelon, it's a couple of weeks. It's early, but you always have a good vibe for teams, a good feel for teams. So if you put the Eagles, the Rams, the Packers, and Detroit, would you put Detroit in that upper echelon? Yeah.
They bounced back really good last week.
Yeah.
They got the playmakers. They protected the quarter. The quarterback threw 5 touchdowns last week. I mean, it might take a year for Jalen to throw 5 touchdown passes. He threw it in one game. But I'm joking.
I know.
The chat just drove off the road.
Would you put Washington there? Now, I know Daniels is iffy, but would you still?
I mean, Washington, look, they got skunked by Green Bay pretty good. We'll see what the quarterback situation is this week. He got banged up last year. Everybody was worried if he was going to play. I saw him before a game against Chicago. He's like, man, I was always going to play. And so he doesn't say too much during the week. They can speculate all they want in Washington. I think he's going to play against the Raiders. But regardless, you got to put that team out there right now because of his ability. The team that I'd keep a close eye on is Atlanta.
I was going to say ATL. I knew it. I love you and I. You remember you and I falling in love with Bijan?
Yeah,
I just love him, man. Him and Penix. I do. I love those guys.
I remember I was doing a Senior Bowl broadcast, and me and LaDainian Tomlinson were doing the pregame show, and Bijan was playing in the Senior Bowl. So, and then maybe it was the combine, I forget. But anyways, LT is like, Bijan's the star, whatever. And I asked LT, what's he going to run the 40, LT? And he says like 4.46, and he ran a 4.46. And LT said, and this is LaDainian Tomlinson now. He said he's the closest. Remember, Bijan came in after Saquon, but he said he's the closest any running back that has come into this league that resembles what I did.
Wow.
Like he put Bijan in his category
coming
out of Texas.
Wow.
And he was unbelievable last week. But, they lost a heartbreaker to Tampa week 1. Baker took him down the field and threw the touchdown pass to Ibuka. But, like, all their draft picks last week hit. Xavier Watts, Billy Bowman, Jalen Walker, James Pierce, all those guys, like, had plays for them. Like, they actually have a pass rush for the first time in forever.
If you go AFC, I mean, obviously, your premonition team is 3-0.
It's unreal, man. They're so well coached. Here's how you know a team is well coached. You don't even know who's out of the lineup.
No.
You don't even know, that Matt Milano's out there. Ed Oliver isn't there. Right. They're down a corner. Like, you don't even know it. and it's just they still don't let the ball go over the head. You know, the Miami Dolphins with all that speed, they didn't have one play over 20 yards the whole night. They kept everything in front of them.
Can I just tell you, Sean McDermott, Sean's the most underrated coach in the league. All right?
I agree. I totally agree with that.
It's
You talk
unbelievable.
about Mike Tomlin. You talk about all these guys. Sean McDermott, yes, it helps that they have Josh Allen, no question. But that guy is just a rock. He is just a rock. And, you know, maybe they're cursed in Buffalo. Maybe they're not. But, he's always going to give them a chance.
Always. It's the most amazing. This dude, I remember when he got a role. He's got to replace Jim Johnson. It was the worst thing in the world. He was younger than a third of the players in the room.
I remember, his brother worked for the Eagles.
Tim,
right?
He was
on the business side. He was in the business side.
Timmy's with the union now.
I remember talking to Andy when he put, Sean up there to replace Jim. And I said, what do we have here? I don't know anything about him, Andy. And the first thing he said out of his mouth is, man, this is one of the smartest guys there is. They're going to and he's going to get their attention in the room. And Andy was so spot on about that. Now, he's the fall guy, so things, but Andy knew what he was doing when he elevated him.
Oh, he knows coaches, man. Andy knows people. He knows quarterbacks. He knows talent. He knows people. He is. Now, they're going to be interesting because they got to win something. There's no way that Russell Wilson is going to do what he did against Dallas to Spags defense.
I mean, he's not going to throw for 450 yards. But, nobody's panicking in Kansas City. They don't panic, but they do have some issues. They're not running the ball well. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is the 16th leading rusher in the league. On scrambles, he's run for 123 yards, right? Their running backs are getting 3 yards a carry. They're not playing well up front. They can't get explosive plays down the field. I mean, actually, if styles make fights, the Giants actually can defend Kansas City the way they're playing right now. And if they can make a few plays and play smart, you could see the Giants win this game. It's their home opener.
Right.
They should have beaten Dallas last week. They made a boneheaded play to get to overtime. The guy kicks a 64-yard field goal, blah, blah, blah. But, they've got talent on that team.
Yeah.
Do they panic if they go 0-3?
I would say that, if you're 0-3 in this business, I don't care who your coach is, who your quarterback is. The sky's falling.
Mahomes doesn't look right to me, man. He missed Thornton. He's missed him 5 times in 2 weeks. He's got him streaking down wide open. And
the Eagles, they ran into each other, and one guy's on the ground, and Thornton is.
How do you miss that? You're Patrick Mahomes. He doesn't put enough air under it. He did it, and he did it. It's 2 weeks in a row.
He did it against Brazil in Brazil. Yeah. As well. No, it's not. It's more than and they're struggling. It's just a real struggle right now.
Yeah, it's fascinating. My brother, where you at? You're at Sunday. Where you at?
Right here, baby. I'm right here with the Rams.
Nice.
I'm at a home game, man.
Yeah, that's
I can't honestly wait. I have all the respect in the world for Sean McVay. It's going to be. This is going to be this is early. 2-0 teams. Somebody jumps to the front of the NFC. And just really takes charge along with, we'll see what Green Bay does. But, week by week, this whole business thins itself out. And you just love to see a good team early in the season and kind of test yourself, see what you are. All the noise that's been out there about the offense, it can go away in one day, one afternoon.
Yeah.
Or it can continue.
Yeah.
It depends on what happens. But you can erase anything in an instant. And this game is going to determine a lot.
I love it. Cannot wait, buddy. I love when you're home. Baldy!
Yeah, me too.
Love you, brother.
I like it as well. All right, guys.
You're the greatest. There he is. And Baldy. No one better.
No.
All right. It's a Friday, and man cannot live by football alone, even though I try.
If they could, you would.
All right? Well, that's why we need our friend to continue our relationships.
Yes.
TV Todd.
Act like a man. You can't handle the truth.
It's time for TV time.
Good morning, Todd. Todd.
Guys, you know what's great? When you were just you just said man cannot live by football alone, and Baldy, who was signing off in the green room, he goes, "What?"
What?
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. It's great. My brother, lots to get to with you. My man just saw The Long Walk.
Saw it last night. I liked it. I thought it was really well done.
It was really good. The it's an adaptation of that Stephen King novel that he wrote when he was like 19 years old, and they changed it significantly. They changed the writer, and VG, I texted you about this. The writer is a guy named J.T. Molnar, and J.T. Molnar is legendary in this business as of last year. He wrote and directed Strange Darling, which is truly one of the best movies of that year. And like, I watched that movie and I couldn't even sleep. It was amazing. So he's a wonderful writer, and he changed the ending significantly for The Long Walk. I don't want to give any spoilers away to anybody, but I loved it. VG, is that the movie you saw before you got into the wrong car?
I was on my way last night. Yes, I got into the wrong car. Go on our way to Cherry Hill to see it. We missed all the start times in the city, so we had to head over. But yeah, it was great.
You got in the wrong car. Is that a great story or what? Is that not a great story?
VG made me laugh out loud twice this morning. The car story, yeah, but the one that really got me was when he was questioning you, Anthony, about whether you're nervous to meet your kids' teachers at back to school night.
Parents don't get nervous about that? You don't get nervous, Ty, with that?
No. Like Anthony said, why would we think they wouldn't like us?
Yeah, like why? I don't know why you'd be nervous.
As we go through life, we all know not everybody likes us. There are people who don't like us.
Yeah, but
you don't want it to be your kids' teachers.
But your kids' teachers aren't going to go out of their way to dislike you, right? Like, now, maybe we're looking at it wrong, Todd, because VG and the Pagan are coming out of the coffin, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yes, we wait till dark before we leave the house.
So maybe, like, if they would be feeling funny about the teacher because they would go, maybe you don't understand who we are. Like you're like the Addams family.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
I would not want to do anything that would make my kids' experience in the school year more difficult. I would be worried I would do something.
Possibly. I don't even understand this.
I don't know. I've never been in this situation. It scares me.
Bite somebody's neck?
Yes. Yes, we got pentagrams on our foreheads. I mean, we might weird them out a little bit.
Yeah, well, I get it, but Todd and I are normal people.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's afraid there may be garlic in the classroom.
I mean, Cuz here's just breaking hands as he shakes them. Come on.
Oh, VG, I'm glad you said that because yesterday, I think it was, you talked about when Cuz poked you in the rib.
Oh my God, it was like a lead pipe. Right between my rib, right in the cartilage. I think it's scar tissue from my car accident he hit.
Eat meat! Please, for the love of God, eat some protein. Not beans. I know they got protein, but geez, meat.
Some garbanzos.
So, all right, the task is freaking fabulous, dude. I love it. Yeah. I love it. I'm caught up. It's great. I freaking love Task.
It's really good. It's your buddies are solid filmmakers. It's very, very good. But it's going to have a little bit of a run for its money this week because a Netflix series came out today that I think people are going to get into and really love. It's called Black Rabbit, all 8 episodes dropped this morning, hour-long episodes, and it stars Justin Bateman and Jude Law.
Man, 2 of my favorites.
Yeah, right, I know. And the storyline
I'm a big Jude Law fan.
He's great. And the storyline is he's like a restaurateur in New York City. He's got a restaurant called Black Rabbit. And his sort of ne'er-do-well brother, Justin Bateman, shows up. He's being pursued by gangsters because he's got like loan sharks. So it kind of infiltrates Jude Law's life and the restaurant and everything. But it came out on Netflix today. I know people are going to love it this weekend.
Oh, man, that's good stuff. What's it called again? Black Rabbit?
It's called Black Rabbit.
I'm in on that.
It's a big weekend for streaming shows. The morning show is back on Apple. That's in its 4th season. People love that. Tulsa King is back for season 3 on Sunday night. So it's it's good. There's a lot of streaming this weekend. Plus, you layer on top of those things. I don't know if you guys watched the Charlie Sheen documentary yet.
Dude, I was going to bring that up to you. Awesome.
Fantastic. I loved it. My wife and I watched it. It was 3 hours long. I could have watched it all in one sitting. It was truly good, truly enjoyable. Just even the parts about sort of how he made it in the business and his childhood, growing up in a neighborhood with Sean Penn and Nicolas Cage, and them making Super 8 movies, and when they were kids. It was a really good doc.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree. It was fun. It was quick. I watched it before one of the Dodger games this week. It was great.
Yeah, there's a scene in the doc, cuz I wanted to ask you about. So I didn't remember this at all. But there was a TV show back in the day, when they were doing like celebrities on Friday nights, doing sports and whatnot, where Martin Sheen and Charlie Sheen played basketball against Michael Jordan.
Yes.
Do you remember this?
I do. I do remember it. Yep. I do remember it. Yeah, no. Yeah, I remember it. Yeah. Pros Joe, or no, it was before that.
It wasn't Pros versus Joe. It was Dick Van Patten was the host.
Yes, I remember it. Yes, Dick Van Patten.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
I never saw that or heard about that. And let me tell you something. The Sheens are pretty good basketball players.
They were good basketball players.
He was a good athlete. I always like, what's funny about him? He was always a great. I always like him. I mean, to be honest with you, he always had a great way about him. He just went bad. I mean, had demons. What are you going to do?
He had demons. I think that's the best way to put it. He had demons. He had a disease and has a disease.
You're right.
And I think he's very honest and forthcoming in this documentary. And I know there's a companion book, but I think I do think he's being as honest as he can with the audience as to what happened. And by the way, so are the people that are in the documentary. No one's pulling any punches with him. They're explaining how he has affected their lives, hurt their careers. It's really a good, solid watch.
I got to tell you, he is such a talent. Like when you think back, go back every once in a while. Go back and watch Wall Street, right? He's freaking fabulous in it. Like he just is so the character perfectly casted. He's brilliant and he's great at it. Like just his transformation, right? The whole thing, and like just everything about it. Like, he was so good at it. He was really talented.
Also, what was interesting is how like his dad's career and his career mimicked themselves. Like the Apocalypse Now, Platoon, and then they're against each other in TV ratings with West Wing and whatever he was on, Spin City. It was really good. It was very. Yeah, it's well done. I mean, he's got demons, but it's not just that he's got demons. He's very crazy. Adventurous. Yeah. Like, hey, you want to try this? Sure, let's do it. And chaos ensues. And he constantly is like, this is not going to be a good idea. Do not let me have this much money. Do not let me do this. He's very likable, even though he
is. That was his charm. Even in the one show, what's it, 2.5 Men? Like, I'm not a big sitcom guy, but we used to watch it, And I used to find him like completely charming. Like you just go, yeah, like, that's who he is. Like he's just like, yeah, man. Like I just want to live. I'll take a bite of the fruit.
Yes,
you know, that's it.
Yes, and the one disappointment was because one of probably my favorite actor right now of all time is Nick Cage, and he was part of his chaos early on, and I was disappointed Nick Cage was not in the documentary.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't know they would run around and cause chaos together like that.
That scene about with them in the airplane was insane.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool. I can't wait to watch it because I've always been a fan of his. I always liked him. I mean, you know, he was great as the Wild Thing. Like he was,
yes,
he was great at it, and it felt like he was like he knew he resonated as a baseball guy, as a pitcher.
Yeah, you know that was filmed here in Harrisburg.
Was it really? Wow.
Yeah, he played. A lot of the scenes were shot where the Harrisburg Senators play. You know, the Washington Nationals farm team.
Yeah.
A lot of the scenes were shot here.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's cool, man.
Yeah,
that's good.
No, it's a good solid watch. So you got you got all those. You got Black Rabbit. You got Morning Show. You got Tulsa King. I love the new Spike Lee movie that's streaming on Apple. Highest to Lowest. It's a remake of. Yeah, film geeks will all know this film, High to Low.
Is Denzel in this?
Yeah, Denzel brought the screenplay to Spike Lee and said, "We got to do this." The film that it's based on, Japanese film, Akira Kurosawa did it in the '60s. It's a legendary film school. Like everyone who went to film school or knows film knows this movie. And Denzel Washington got the rights and came to Spike Lee and said, "We got to reunite one more time and make this movie." And they modernize it, and it's not without its flaws. Spike Lee's movies have flaws, but I loved it. I found it.
What's the premise?
The premise is in the original movie there was this guy who ran a shoe company in Japan, and there was a kidnapping. This guy tried to kidnap his son and kidnapped the wrong person, and it's sort of this ethical or moral dilemma as to whether or not this powerful CEO really gives a crap about rescuing his friend's son. And it's modernized in this version. Denzel Washington runs a record label, a successful record label in New York City. And it's the same kind of premise, but Denzel is just.
Yeah, he's the best. He's
so
the best.
Captivating.
Yeah. When he's on the screen, he just eats up the screen, man. He's so good on the screen.
So good.
The only thing I was ever disappointed was in Gladiator 2, where it was like, where it was like training day in ancient Rome. But, that really was, he's so good. He's,
Hey, speaking of training, I was looking at movies to see, and I hated the trailer. It combines sports with a little horror. I think Him by Jordan Peele, the trailer looked corny, and the reviews are not good. You know this story about a
quarterback
that goes train with this
guru or something?
Yeah, guru, and he I don't know if he introduces them to the dark side or the inner sanctum of fame, power, and excellence at any cost. They say.
So he's selling his soul.
Basically.
Yeah, it's it's being billed as a supernatural football film, and it's basically Jordan Peele's company produced it, but he didn't write it. And he didn't direct it.
Okay.
But it's the story of a quarterback who his career's just about over because he's attacked by an unhinged fan, and he gets a call from his idol, who is also a famous quarterback, to train him at this compound. And I didn't see it yet. I'm going to see it, but it looks very Rosemary's Baby, supernatural. Yeah. Do a deal with the devil to come back into be a star quarterback. I'm definitely going to see it. If Jordan Peele put a stamp on it, I know it's probably not as bad as the critics think because he's so wonderful as a filmmaker, but he didn't write it and he didn't direct it.
Okay. All right.
Also, on the football thing, I'm so saturated with these Chad Powers commercials.
Yeah.
I have no interest in that show.
Yeah. I know the company that it's Peyton's company that did it, and I know the one of the execs there that bought it. it is what it is. Makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. I'm it's got to be really good. I like more drama than silly, unless it's the water boy type of thing. You know? Right. It could be the water boy type of thing. All right, brother. Anything else that we need to know before we get out of here?
No, that's a lot of content. But next week I'll be excited to talk to you about the film I've been waiting for all year. Paul Thomas Anderson's new film, One Battle After Another. That'll be a big one.
Dude, DiCaprio, man.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that. I love DiCaprio.
Me either. I love
DiCaprio is my favorite actor.
And everything Paul Thomas Anderson has ever done has been fantastic.
Yeah.
He keeps switching genres.
Yeah.
And I'm excited.
I am too. And Benicio's in it. I'm a big Benicio fan. Yeah, that's going to be strong,
and
man.
And Sean Penn.
And Sean Penn, who's great. Who's another great actor. Yeah, that's good stuff. All right, brother, we love you. Great stuff. Todd, you around today?
I'm around later this afternoon. Give me a shout. I just sent you a text message.
I got it. I got to talk to you. I have to tell you something, so we'll talk.
All right.
See you, buddy.
Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds. Okay, sharing secrets.
Yes, work secrets.
Secrets aren't polite.
He's my half of my, quasi
Production
agent.
company.
Yeah. All right. We got a couple things. Back in the day and predictions.
Yeah, we got a shout out to you to the Kyle DeLash, friend of the show.
I love Kyle.
Yeah, he wants to wish a happy birthday to Eric.
It's Eric's birthday?
Yeah, looks like it's Eric's birthday.
Eric, happy birthday, buddy boy.
Yeah.
My man, we love you. We love the DeLash brothers. Eric, great job, man. We love you. Thanks for hanging with us. All right, let's go back in the day. Who do we got, VG?
We're going back to a Rams game. We need some Rams mojo with our wide receivers.
Okay.
So we're going back to September 7th, 2008.
2008?
Yeah.
With the funky uniforms, the UCLA Blues, and it was that white receiver, right?
I don't know.
Yes, I know it.
But I'm going to this game because McNabb threw for 361 yards. 3 receivers each had 100 yards this game, which we could really use.
They used the Baby Blue. It was the Baby Blue game.
Can you name the 3 receivers that had 100 yards that game?
Yes. Oh, God, that was at the game.
I'll give you Deshaun Jackson.
No.
There's 2 others.
Yeah. One was...
And he's not cheating, Chad. He cannot read the screen. His eyes are not good enough to see what's up on the screen.
No, I can't see that. My eyes are horrible.
Yes.
It's the white one. He's the white receiver. He was a slot receiver. It's oh my God. And the other dude was played for the Saints.
The one guy had a famous girlfriend or wife while he was here. The one Hank Baskett.
Okay, no.
And Greg Lewis.
Oh, I was wrong. Who? I'm thinking that's the Lions game. I'm thinking. Remember the Lions game where they wore the unis?
No, from 2008? No, are you crazy?
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Andy Reid versus Scott Linehan.
Scott Linehan.
Yeah. So let's get some of that. Let's get some of that mojo.
That G. Lou. Oh my God. Basket. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. All right. Predictions. What do you got?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, what do you got,
I
Jules?
used to work with Kyle at Philly.com a long, long time ago.
No way.
Nice.
Yeah.
We love Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle's awesome.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were at Philly.com?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Wow, awesome. I was at Philly.com back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day.
All right.
Eagles win 27-24. Late field goal that hits my over 48.5 yard field goal.
I think you're right about the over. Yeah, I listen. 34.
Woo!
24.
Oh, man.
I don't know. I'm just feeling it. I'm feeling like the offense gets rolling.
I hope so.
Let's see it.
I hope so.
Jules, great stuff.
Nice work, Julia.
Appreciate it. Joey, where'd he go? Joey's working? Where's he? He's working over there with the clips?
He's skating on the rails.
Good to see him. There he is. What's up, Joseph? Nice job, brother. All right, we love you guys. Hey, on the Parx Bets channel, stay tuned. Dick Girardi and I are going to break down. Now, this is a Dick Girardi piece.
I was going to say, you're breaking down ponies?
No, the DJ will.
Nice.
I'm just a host. All right?
Yeah.
I'm going to just probe DJ.
Probe him? Hey, good thing it's overtime. Jeevers. It's a family program, brother.
Have a great day. We love you. Go Birds.
Go Birds.